Welcome to
Welcome to
the Unfazed
the Unfazed
Podcast.
Podcast.
Welcome to the Unfazed Podcast. Welcome to the Unfazed Podcast. And today, I've been waiting to do this episode with these guys for a pretty long time now, and glad to have y'all here, have it all together. Welcome to the Unfazed Podcast, Liam Law and Lance Magic. Appreciate y'all boys.
What's
man.
going on?
What's good? What's
Thanks
good?
for
What's
having
good?
us,
For sure. We gonna jump straight into it, bro. We were just talking off camera about just like how everything comes about with what you guys do and just having that studio space and being able to work freely and have your own just time and space to create, and being able to also help others out with that time and space that you guys have. So having like that studio space and being able to work and grow with others, what has that process been for you guys in music?
I'll start us off. It's definitely been a journey. We started in the basement, and then we started working our way up toward working at our studio, which is not too far from here actually. But yeah, it's definitely been nice having our own space, and because it's like a personal thing, like when you got your own space to create your own art.
Yeah.
And when you just got that whole, when you got all that space to yourself, it's something that you can really like be in tune with.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying? But yeah, it's been a journey though, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very cool. Transitioning from being in the basement where it's just us two to then working into a semi-public space with other artists and other musicians and stuff. It's definitely cool because now you tapping into your business mindset, and you're still working as an artist. So me specifically recording other people as like a as a recording engineer, mixing engineer and stuff. It was challenging, but it's not really as much as a challenge as like I guess you would expect it to be. Like I almost kind of felt at home. Like I felt like that's what I was supposed to be doing, even though I'm working with people that I barely even know, or it's the first time I'm meeting them. Like I almost always know exactly what they're looking for and what sound they're trying to reach and what they're trying to say in their music or how they're trying to say it, like just because I was already doing it for so long. So now recording them, being on the other side of it, it's like I'm still recording, it's just somebody else doing it. And I try I don't get too much in the way, but when I visibly tell that somebody's struggling, it's just like if you know the answer, I just have to say it. Like I can't not tell them. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if they don't ask for it, I try not to say anything. But I know that, like, it's like being in class and you know the answer. It's like, just pick me. Like I can tell you. Not on like any arrogant thing or anything like that. It's just like I know what you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But being able to work in that space is super dope. Learning new technology, working with all the apparatus that's in the studio, and then being able to work with other people, and then other people coming in and respecting you for your knowledge and your skill set. Yeah, it's super dope. I love it.
Yeah, no, I can imagine, because like I was just telling y'all boys like how just like how I imagine having like that studio space when they was just like, yo, like this is, of course, like this is like HQ, like starting off here.
Yeah.
But it's like eventually I know like we're gonna get to that point where it's just like, yeah, this is a spot right here. Like it's gonna be a whole different setup within like the next like few years, months, something like just whatever, bro.
Yeah. I think you're
real.
closer than you think, because like I mean you're a senior in high school. Like I wasn't in there. We weren't in that studio when I was a senior in high school. You know what I mean? We didn't get in there until I was already like 20, 21 or something like that. So yeah. I mean, what you're doing right now is perfect.
I appreciate it.
So you keep moving. It's probably closer than you think. You might be in there. You might be in your own space, or in a space that you can work out of before you even turn 21, like I was. You know what I'm saying? So like you just got to keep moving at it. Yeah.
Sure.
Keep going for
And
sure.
keep up your skill set, because once you actually get into a space like that, then you already know what to do. So then when other people coming in, now you running a business. Like it turned into a whole business for us. Like it was people coming in, paying to see us, paying to see me, paying to see Lance, and now moved on from just recording people by the hour to now we got an artist who actually wants us to, write some songs for her, produce her. You know what I mean? And she's like a certified artist, like she's a platinum artist. So it just keeps going as long as you keep going. Everything else around you keeps going. So
that's fact. I feel like also like because I started doing this podcast around like my sophomore year. I think like 10th grade. Like I think like 14, 15, I believe. So it's like being 17 now. It's like okay, like doing this for about almost 3 years now. It's like okay, like I've made so many mistakes, and I know I'm gonna make so many more mistakes to come as well. So it's like, but at least I'm glad I'm like getting. I'm trying to just knock out the mistakes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, let me see, like, okay, I'm gonna try and do the best I can, but I know it's not gonna go right, and I'm gonna mess up, and that's cool. It's just part of the process. Keep going. So it's like I feel like starting off young was something that I'm glad I did. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of people look at it as like a, oh, he's young, like maybe he's not serious, like you know. Because I feel like with age, a lot of times people trying to think of the word, like associate age with like maturity and like being able knowledge, being able to take it serious. And I mean like that makes sense to a certain degree. But I feel like I know so many like young people who got their stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? It's just like they have so much potential and stuff like that. So it's just like dang, like, you know. So I'm kind of glad I started off at that age where it's like okay, I see what I got going on now. I'm like working my way up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's interesting. You kind of reflecting on the mistakes. I was just thinking about that for myself. I don't think I ever like reflected on mistakes or anything like that. Maybe on the same day, like maybe you know, something dumb in the studio, like I can't believe I didn't know that was there. But yeah, I wouldn't even think about mistakes and stuff like that, because I mean, just moving on and pressing through, like if you that focused on it, I don't even think that those should be, you know, like in your brain, like whatsoever. You know what I mean? I wouldn't look back at that whatsoever, just because now I'm sitting here thinking like, have I ever reflected on mistakes or anything like that? Like I wouldn't even hyperfixate on that. I would just stay true to the craft and just keep building like you are right now. Yeah. And then what you're saying about as far as like older people, you know, associating, like you said, youth with I don't know, associating youth with like integrity or like consistency or anything like that, or being serious about it. Yeah, that's definitely gonna keep happening. And then I'm gonna even say right now, like I'm older than you, and they still gonna do that, bro.
Yeah, so, I'm not. It's expected, bro. It's all part of the project. I'm already knowing, bro. Like, I feel like man,
you can do it. Just keep going and be like, all right, for real. Check this out. Like
just I got proving them wrong.
Yeah,
this who I just had on the podcast now. So like, how can you say I'm not
that's
serious?
What I'm saying. So it's just like it's a continuous like evolution of like, okay, I'm just like consistently climbing that mountain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like even like when it comes to even like the mistake aspect of it, it's more of like a I want to say like a deep reflection where it's like, dang, I made that mistake. I'm not trying to do it again. Like it's much not like oh my gosh, that broke my heart so much. I never want to do this again. That just halted the whole process. It's like, yo, I did that again. I effed up so bad, and I'm never gonna do it again. And that's cool, but now I know how to do this better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, all right, and I'm a even find better ways to even do this, like in the future while within my work and stuff like that. So. But yeah, it's all part of the process, bro. Just being a creative. And it's like, I realized that so many people are like afraid to make those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? To a point where it's like they don't even want to like start doing something. You know, whether it's music, clothes, like content creation, like whatever. And I put on my IG note, like, and I rarely be on social media now, for real. Like I feel like I'm only on there, like 90% of the time I'm on there is where it's like podcast content related things, like whether it's like promotions, like networking connections. But and I put on my IG note, I was like, your fear of looking dumb is stopping you from being great. And I wake up the next morning, I see like 10 people done swiped up being like, yo, I needed this. I'm like, dang. Like I'm over here just yapping, just thinking I'm just talking, just putting my random thought on this. And I low-key hate IG notes, bro, because it's just like,
it's kind of corny.
Yeah, so I low-key hate it, bro. Yeah, I low-key hate it, bro. So it's like, if I really put something on there, it gotta be like some like
meaningful.
Yeah,
That was
that's what I'm saying.
That was kind of cool, though.
Yeah, so it's just like, all right.
That was cool.
Because
What
it's
you
like, it's
said was
direct.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what
it
I'm
holds you
saying. Yeah,
accountable.
that's what I'm saying.
It makes you
So,
uncomfortable with
You
your
said
opinion.
something insightful.
Yeah.
so
Something that,
yeah,
I was like,
I
oh
get
my
it.
God, I can't believe Kendrick did that. Like, that's
Yeah,
corny.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bro, remember when they had like the group IG notes? Y'all remember that update where it was like multiple people could comment on one IG note?
Nah.
Y'all
don't
remember, bro?
think
That was
so.
one of the
Yeah, I don't think
craziest
so.
things ever, bro. It was like a group chat IG note, and
So
everybody
that's,
could
that's
like.
something that's not up there anymore?
Nah, they took it because people were wild, way too crazy on that.
Okay,
so
I'm
yeah,
sure, yeah,
and
I'm
it was
sure.
up for like a few days, and then IG was like,
They were
yeah,
like, nah,
nah, this
cut
ain't
this
it.
down.
Yeah,
I
cut
didn't
this
know
out.
Wow.
But yeah, so I was just like, dang, and I see that quote in a Tyler interview. It wasn't even like, because Tyler they created one of my biggest inspirations, which is everything he does and how versatile he is, and just everything that he's been doing. And it was like this one interview he was doing. It was like an open discussion interview where people were like able to ask him questions and stuff like that. And this one girl was like, I want to do some, like I want to do this and create this, but I'm scared. And he just sat there. He was like, of what? And then she was like, I don't know. And he was like, exactly. Just
Oh,
make,
yeah, I
yeah,
think I've
that's what
seen
I'm
that.
saying.
I
Just
think I've
make
seen
some.
that.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
make
He
some.
was
And
basically
Like, who
telling them,
cares?
like,
yeah,
just
who
go.
cares?
Who
Yeah,
cares?
if you mess up, like nobody's
Yeah.
gonna see it as bad as you do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it goes against like your mind can be your biggest asset or your biggest enemy. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's like you can halt yourself, or you can like be able to proceed with whatever you want to do and motivate yourself and be disciplined. You know?
Most of the time, people don't even know you made a mistake.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like
Yeah.
being so self-conscious is like,
Yeah,
it's
especially in
a,
entertainment. Like, people
yeah.
that don't know that you made a mistake.
that's what I'm saying.
Even
Nobody
on
go
live
deep it.
stage and stuff, and like musicals and stuff like that. And I always knew, at every point where I messed up or anything like that, or even in like a concert performance, like, you know, rapping or singing or something like that, I knew at every single point where I messed up, so I wouldn't want to watch. I've never watched anything back, like of like my own film or anything like that.
I be doing the same thing. I hate watching my own
Yeah,
podcast.
because
bro.
I
Like,
just
for
knew,
real.
I know where I messed up
Yeah.
at, and I just can't like bear to watch it. But everybody else is like, oh, I didn't even know you messed up. So it's like,
Right.
just like that girl, like, no, who cares, bro?
Yeah.
Especially in music or anything entertainment related, nobody knows when you messed up.
Exactly.
And if you're doing something and you think it's dope, you might as well just put it out there, because like at minimum a million other people are gonna think it's dope if you like if you're actually a genuine person and you're not, you know, delirious or like delusional.
Yeah.
And you know you actually have a dope product. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah,
Especially because it's so open now. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Everybody's
too
kinda-
open now. It's
Yeah,
like,
I think it is
saturated.
too
It's
open.
almost
I
like
think
too
it is too open.
But, I mean, hey,
Sometimes
yeah.
I don't even like. I'm like, why put anything up? Like nobody's gonna see it. That's how I feel.
It's almost hard to make mistakes now.
Yeah.
Like, as
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
artist.
Because
in music.
as soon as people see that, then you're gonna see something else. So it's like your mistake that you just beat yourself up over like 12 hours
Somebody
for.
else is doing that too.
Yeah, like, well, you
most likely.
put that up, and then, you know, like the chances of people seeing it is like, I don't know, 1 in 100,000. So it's like you were mad about that mistake for no reason. You know what I mean? And it's either like 1 out of 100,000 people see it, or all 100,000 people see it and they love it, and you're like, oh, I was tripping about that mistake. Now they ain't even see it. So but that's how it is now, which is like kind of annoying. It's like you can put something up, nobody sees it, or you put it up and everyone sees it. So
Yep.
that I can see how that is discouraging. Not so much. I don't even think about mistakes now, because like I'm like, I never put out anything that I'm not 100% confident in anyway.
me too.
So I'm like I'll probably correct it like a year or two later. Be like, oh wow, I could have did that, but I don't really see it as like a crazy mistake.
Do y'all ever look back at y'all old work and be like, yo, this is like garbage? Like,
Nah,
y'all never do that?
Nah.
Or be like, yo, I could like this is bad.
Yo, I'm not
like,
gonna lie, I
y'all
was
never
him,
do
bro.
that? Yeah. I respect that. I respect
bro.
that. Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, bro.
Cause I see that in a lot of
man.
music artists, they be listening to their first track and they're like, yo, we gotta see this off of every streaming platform ever. Like this is
Dog.
like, yeah.
That's so crazy. I want to say I had that conversation with like 1 or 2 people, but I'll be thinking about that to myself all the time. Like everything that I recorded when I was, because I first started recording when I was like 12 or 13. That was when I was like really recording stuff. Everything I recorded, bro, like the only thing that's like, I guess you could say cringe about it is like the subject matter. I was just talking about like skateboarding and stuff, and like
That was what you was into at the time, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
like I was actually
That's
rapping
very
about what I
true.
did.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
very
But
true.
it was dope though. Like
Yeah.
it was straight up adults listening to it. I would play it for adults, like no fear whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I like they would listen to it and be like, yo, this is hard, like you flowing. Yo, I cannot lie, bro. Everything I recorded when I was younger, I would play it for you right now.
Yeah.
Like,
But you're the first person I've ever heard say
that's me.
something like that.
Yeah.
For
Yo,
real.
because it's one thing I thought about that. Like, I feel like in sports, like there's a lot of sports, but most things that people start, it's like everybody sucks when they first start. Like all my favorite pros, like I'm talking about skateboarding, all my favorite pro skaters, they would all tell you like, oh, yo, I sucked when I first started, and some of those dudes are like the best in the world right
Yeah.
now. And I was like, yo, I did not suck when I first started making music or when I first started writing lyrics. And I was like, but I hear plenty of people be like, yo, I was trash. Like,
Yeah.
I sucked. And I was like, huh, like, I don't get it, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, Russ, for example, I saw him say that. He was like, yeah, I remember when I was putting this stuff out, like, I thought it was the best thing in the world. And I know why it was trash now. Like, da-da-da-da. Like, I sucked. And I was just like, I can't comprehend that. Because, like,
Right.
like I said, the subject matter, like that's probably the only reason why I wouldn't go anywhere like in modern entertainment or anything like that. But like the flow was there, the delivery was there, like you could hear every word I was saying. It was charismatic. Like I said, I could play it right now. It'd be like full
it's
confidence.
valid.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's me, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just can't. I don't see it. I can't like relate to anybody who's like, nah, I can't listen to anything I first made, anything like that. Like maybe some of it I might not want to listen to. Like, that was kind of cringe.
Right,
Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But like, bro, there was stuff I recorded when I was like 15. I was like, yo, that's still one of my hardest verses.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? So I don't know. That's me though.
Yeah. What about you? What's your as a producer, engineer, mixer?
I was gonna say it's similar as far as like a production level.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I was listening to one of my beats, like one of like some old stuff, and that low key sounded better than like some of the new stuff that I made. So I was like, dang.
So it's like
I think
reverse,
it's
like-
yeah, low key.
yeah.
I mean, no, some of my new stuff now is definitely like hot because I got upgraded software, like new sounds and everything like that. But even with the sounds I had at that time when I was like making old stuff, it's compared to my new stuff, like I was still proud of myself for like just put in the effort
Yeah.
and like what I came up with.
Yeah.
So I definitely relate to it, at least on a production level.
I get that. For sure.
But yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to like production, and because I went back and I was studying y'all discography and everything like that, and so I realized that of course like Liam's tends to be more of like the vocal, and you're more like the behind the scenes like engineer. Would you would y'all say like that's how it goes, or it's just like it goes both ways with y'all just doing everything?
It was like that for a while. So we started, both of us specifically, we started making music together in like COVID 2020, and at that time I was just mostly making the beats, and he would throw some lyrics on it. Since then I started to kind of like write a little bit more, especially like if I just heard myself on my own beat. And yeah, like fast forward, like we dropped this song Marathon Music last year.
That's my favorite song by y'all.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
for sure.
I was gonna say that's the first song that we commercially released that I'm on, like not just production wise but also vocal wise too. And I mean, in Liam's opinion, that's like one of my hardest verses I've put out yet, which I mean I totally agree with, but it's that was my first time, like really taking my time with that writing process, because it was fresh to me. I'm always like making the beats, but I just felt like, all right, let me see what I could do on this beat, and like I gotta come correct, because if I'm coming up behind him, like I gotta make sure I'm coming hard. You know what I mean? So so yeah, like it's when I started like writing a little bit more, like all of our new stuff now, like there's some tracks that we have out that I'm on also, like vocally. But it just depends. It just depends really. Like if he already has something written down and he like records it, if I feel like I could kind of tag team it with him and and write something, like I'll try to. I'm curious. I'll just try to see what I come up with. But otherwise, like if I'm not feeling it and I just feel like he did his thing, and like I'll just leave it as is.
So when it's like, because I know something I've realized myself is like when I look back at like my younger self, I'm not really like surprised that I'm doing what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I remember ever since I was like much younger, I remember being like elementary school, and you get your report card back every quarter, and my teachers will always say, "Is always talking." Like that would always be like the key thing, like always talking. Like he's a like good kid, da da da. But he talks like
too
yeah, he
much.
talks.
Yeah,
He's
he
always
talks too
talking,
much.
and I'd be like, man, like,
Got you.
and it's like, look what I'm doing now.
A little
You
bit
know
of
what I'm
foreshadow
saying?
right
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So it's like, and I'd be
sure,
like,
for
it'd be
sure.
like, yeah, like he's articulate, he can talk, but it's like he always talking, you know. And
Got you.
I remember going up like always being like more like just extroverted, outgoing. I feel like now it's kind of like the opposite a little bit, you know, just with like just not wanting, like just more being a little bit more like to myself, you know what I'm saying? But it's like always just kind of seeing like the extroverted articulate aspect of myself and just like what I'm doing now. It's like, oh, okay, I kind of that makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I remember being like just being like more of like just trying to be self-motivated and just be disciplined. Like I remember being like 8 or 9, and this is like hopping on like the big like desktop computer.
Yeah.
That like goes slow every time you click something. You gotta wait like 10 seconds for something to load.
Yeah.
20 seconds, 30 seconds, like a whole minute. And I'll be searching up, I'll be like 8 or 9 doing it, searching up like motivational quotes. And I'll be like printing those out and then cutting them up and then putting them on my wall. And I'd be thinking about that. I'd be like, where did I even get like who told me to do that? Like I can't remember anybody telling me to do that or just anything like that. So it's just like, dang, everything I'm doing now, it's like, okay, I see like where like that 8-year-old, 9-year-old version of Asada, like where his heart was, you know what I'm saying? And just like his mindset. So it's like, all right, I see what I'm doing now. Like it was like that was for me, you know what I'm saying? Like the path that is set for me, it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? So do you guys see that within yourself, like with it, how you guys started, like you were like with just mixing, producing, engineering, and Liam doing more like the vocals and like music type of deal? Was it more of like, you more like an introvert, like I'm gonna just lay low, and then he's more like the outgoing talker type guy?
Nah,
You're
it's
so wrong.
It's the opposite.
Right.
So wrong.
No. I mean, I'll start real quick. Like
Yeah.
I'll just say for me, as far as production, like
Mm-hmm.
I want to say like I want to give it to my parents for real. Like as far as me being around music all the time. Like when
Mm-hmm.
my dad practically ran a record store when he went to Morgan State
that's
back in
tough.
the day.
That's tough.
And then so that comes from, like my dad. He got me hip to like, you know, Prince, Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
like, you know, you name it. Like I've listened to it most likely. And then as far as my mom, every year when we were like growing up as kids, we would always go to Virginia, and we would always go to the family reunions, and the DJ would be playing like all these records. So I want to say like, yeah, like just kind of being around that, like growing up, I feel like that was always something I could have like be interested in. And then yeah, by the time I started playing keys when I was like 5 too, and then I've been taking piano lessons. So having that background in piano definitely helped me produce my beats like now. But yeah, I was gonna say I'll probably just give it to my parents for sure, for like instilling that like music in me. But that's just for me though, as far as like production. And then,
for sure.
like I said before, fast forward, like I started writing more. So
I get that. What about you? What you guys say about that?
Yeah, we was definitely. I just thought it was funny when you said, "Was I more of an extrovert, bro?" That was hilarious. I'm not. That's all new information, bro. That's all new data downloaded into my DNA, bro. I ain't never been an extrovert, bro, whatsoever.
yeah,
Even when I was like the first time I got on stage, I was 9. That was in musicals and stuff. But like even leading up to that, bro, like I was not really no loud kid or nothing like that. Definitely always a quiet kid. And if I got in trouble, it's because there was another kid that I was with that got in trouble, bro. Like I was quiet, bro. I always knew like who was about to get into some trouble and who was not about to get into some trouble. And then even leading up to the musical, when I was 9, like I got into the musical, still an introvert, bro. Like still don't really be talking to anybody like that, and still just really quiet.
Yeah.
But then getting into the musical, I was just like, for some reason, I was just ready for the stage. Like I was ready to attack the stage. I was ready for everybody to be like looking at me and stuff like that. I was ready for the spotlight and all that. And then that just kept going. But I didn't really get like extroverted or anything like that till probably when I was like 19 or 20, because that was when I was like, all right, I'm like 19, 20, like I gotta you know show out for myself. I gotta you know be more aggressive. Like I gotta talk more. I gotta because it had been a lot of moments where I was talking to people that, you know, do something in the industry or something of that nature, or like knew somebody. And when it was time for me to talk to him, I'd just be like, yeah, like knowing I got heat, like I had heat in the hard drives, like knowing how talented I was, like I wouldn't show them that, like so they wouldn't really know. They'd be like, okay, yeah, and then go on to talk to the people who, you know, introduced me to them and be like, yeah, I mean, he didn't really say nothing, so blah blah blah. So that just kind of stuck me. I was like, yeah, damn, I gotta turn up. So that was when I started being like more extroverted, I guess, like 19, 20, definitely 21. Like by 21, I was like, we was already in the studio in there, down the street or whatever. And then, that if you met me at any time, 19 to now, you would probably think I'm an extrovert. But even still now, I'm still pretty introverted, I guess you could say. Like, but as far as the music goes, we always grew up around music. Like I know the feeling I get when I hear like good music, or just something hot, or just something that just hits you, and that feeling never gets old. So I just wanted to start creating that feeling for myself. Like once I discovered that I could, you know, write a little bit, then writing a little bit turned to writing a lot of bit, then that turned into recording. Then when you hear yourself recorded for the first time, like on a track or something, and it actually sounds good, like bro, it was addicting, bro. So
nah, for real.
So it's like, then I was like, all right, I sound pretty good. And then I was like, all right, I'm nice. And then it just kind of just kept going. And then I'd play it for other people that are like, damn, you nice. And I would always stand out because I started recording with like multiple people. I was always the one that stood out. Like I would never say that or anything like that because I was recording with other people. Like, so I'm not gonna say that, but I always knew I was the one that stood out. Yeah. And everybody else would make it clear that like I was the one standing out. Cause I don't know. I just had the discernment that I knew, bro. I was like, nah, I killed it. You know what I mean? And it just kept going. So I mean, definitely the upbringing. Back to like your question. We always been around music. I don't really know exactly where it came from. I mean, I started playing guitar first. Like, so I played guitar from 9 to like 13-ish, 13 or 14-ish. And then that was when the songwriting and like recording addiction kind of started. So I would just walk right past my guitar and just go like record something. Yeah,
I was just ready to ask y'all, like, how'd y'all, how both of y'all get into music?
I don't really know, bro. Like, honestly. Well, my original answer would be my cousin, because my cousin was always rapping. Like, every time we would get together, we would all be rapping like our favorite songs at the time. Most of it was like Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne was like the hottest at that time. It was like 2008, 2009. We all know Lil Wayne owned like the 2000s, like especially the late 2000s. So yeah, he was always like, my cousin was always rapping and stuff, and he'd be freestyling and stuff too. And I could not freestyle, like I couldn't freestyle like him, and at that time I couldn't freestyle at all. So that was like, I was always jealous of that. Not like jealous, but I was I was like, dang, that's so tough. Like he just keeps going. Right. And then I'll be trying to do it like a little bit myself, and I'll just be like, nah. And then he would just like keep going. Then we just like, it was just one thing after the other. I was like, all right, if I'm not gonna freestyle, like I should try to write something. So I started writing verses like with the same cadence as like the song. Like say like it's Right Above It by Lil Wayne and Drake, right? I would write a verse with the same cadence that Lil Wayne did his verse. So if he's like, meet me on the fresh train, I'd say something like, meet me on the best train or something like that. Just like switch out different words. And like that was like my first rhymes and stuff. And then we would do instrumentals. So me and my cousin, we would get instrumentals from, at the time it was like a lot of Wiz Khalifa instrumentals. And I figured out how to rip them off YouTube. And then we would write our own verses to that. And we would just be like on the phone, like play the instrumental and like rapping each other the verses and stuff. And then I figured out how to record them in GarageBand on Apple products and stuff, like on the computer. So that was like the birth of recording and stuff. It was GarageBand, instrumentals, me rapping with my cousin. And then I was like, all right, if we're going to put stuff out like that, like it needs to be like our own beats. So then I started making beats probably like 13 or 14, and then just kept going. I made a full mixtape. The last mixtape I made, well, actually the first mixtape I made, I called it 7 Tracks, and it's on SoundCloud. And I think that was actually still on SoundCloud. So that's a whole mixtape like I produced just by myself. And then there's another mixtape, like a group mixtape. I put up there. It's a mix of my beats and then my boy John Mike's beats. And those were like, that's the last you ever hear a beat from me is those two those two mixtapes. Cause like once we got to that era, then my boy John Mike was making all the beats, and I was like, I ain't even gotta make beats no more. Like, cause I was just trying to keep up with how many beats like I already had or how much like he was making. So I'm like, oh, I gotta rap. And then Lance started making beats. So then I was like, all right, now I really don't gotta make beats. So like now I'm just rapping like left and right. But it's not like I was just rapping. I was recording everything. Anytime we get together, like, I'm the one recording it. I'm mixing it. I'm doing that. So I'm like, I ain't got time to make beats, bro. Like, I'm not even thinking about making beats. I'm, like, trying to make the mix better. Or I'm trying to come up with another verse because this beat needs another verse. So it just kept going on one thing after the other. Oh, by the way, I don't even play guitar no more, bro. So now I'm thinking about that. I'm like, dang, like, I don't play guitar. Like, I got to pick the guitar back up at some point. So yeah, it just kind of spiraled, bro. But I would probably say like the rapping kind of started with my cousin. But as far as the music, I don't know where that came from. I think that was just in me, bro. Cause my mom used to play Kirk Franklin in the car when I was a baby, and to get me to shut up. And I would shut up every time she turned it on. So I think that was just in me, bro. So I really don't know where it came from, honestly.
Yeah, nah, I understand that. I feel like even like with me and my brother, they like I think up until like I was like in like 5th, 6th grade was when I really discovered like rap music, and I was like, yo, what have I been missing out on? Like I've been like, yo, this is great, like, you know. And like, cause of course like I grew up just gospel music, you know, gospel music. I mean, of course, still to this day I still listen to gospel music, cause just like that was like the first like genre that I was all I knew, just like Kirk Franklin, like CeCe Winans, Todd Tribbett, Israel Houghton, like all those guys, Fred Hammond, like all those gospel artists, you know.
Yep.
And I remember being like 5th, 6th grade when that Drake album Scorpion came out, and this is when like that was like
6th grade when that came out.
I was in 6th grade when that came out.
God.
Yeah, I was like 5th, 6th grade when that came out.
Crazy.
I think that was like 2018.
That was
I believe.
2018, right?
Yeah, I was like 5th, 6th grade. Yeah, and that was like my first introduction to like rap music, like
for real.
Yeah,
bro,
that album was
so
wow.
funny, bro.
I was like 16.
I think it's
I
because
was like
I
16,
think it's
maybe.
because Landon, like, I think it's because our brother's like, so he's not even close in age with us, but he's like on the same level, like intellectually.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm talking to somebody that's his age, like, I don't think I'm talking to somebody his age. So when you said you were in 6th grade when Scorpion came out,
that was like my first.
I was like, wait, I was in 6th grade when Scorpion came out. I was like, wait, that joint just dropped.
Nah,
And I'm like, wait, no, I forgot you're like 18.
Yeah, bro, it was just like,
I was like, wait, that's
I was
crazy,
in like 5th
bro.
grade when that came out, and that was like my first introduction to like rap music, and yeah, like I was in the car with
that just ruined me.
I was in the car with my cousins like a few years back. I think I was in like middle school, and they were playing like Wiz Khalifa, like T-Pain, and they were like, oh, you know who T-Pain is? I was like, who is that? Like, what are you talking about? Who are these guys? And because all I knew was like just like Drake. That was really all I knew. Like my first like Drake, and then I slowly started getting like J. Cole, Kanye.
Drake was your introduction to hip-hop,
Drake was my introduction to hip hop. Yeah,
Wow,
that's crazy. So it's like even when I hear like all the hate, all that, I'm just like, yo, like.
That's my God.
Yeah, it's like, you're my God. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like I seen bro on tour like I think like 2 summers ago, like it's all Blur tour they did with 21. I went to that concert. So it's like man, like I love Kendrick, but it's like yo, Drake is like, it's like always gonna be like no glaze type deal. But it's like yo, it's always gonna be like that first dude where it's like
yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like
for
he
sure.
was like,
man, you better get me canceled on this podcast.
Yo.
Where it's just like, dude,
I'm about to start
it's like
now.
man.
This is crazy.
But that was like my first introduction
Wow.
to hip hop, like, you know, and then I started diving deep with just everything, and that's when I started. No, I think after that I listened to Meet the Carters, like the whole Lil Wayne, like, and it was that, and then the Jesus is King album by Kanye. So I had pretty much like a kind of like weird, but kind of like a more different introduction to
I was gonna say
hip hop. Yeah,
your
you know
approach
what I'm
was
saying?
really like you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause I'm just
sure.
like, just
Hey.
listening like just random
But
stuff.
I was gonna say
You
that's
could have said
nothing.
way worse names, bro. I'm
Yeah.
glad you ain't say none of the
Yeah.
names my brother be listening to. Not Lance. Yeah. If you
Yeah.
said something, I'm gonna stop, bro.
Yeah, yo,
This-
don't get him
this-
started, bro.
this
Don't get him
being
started.
Nah, go. I want. We gotta hear what you gotta say, bro.
Nah,
I want to hear what you gotta say.
nah,
We got the authenticity, bro.
No, bro, because I might end up on a track with one of them dudes. So yeah, nah. My
I get
homie
it, bro.
shoots all their music videos, so
Yeah.
I'm like, nah,
I understand,
let me
bro.
stop.
Nah,
I
I
don't
get
want to
it.
throw away an opportunity.
Nah,
But
I
no,
understand.
that's super dope though. That's super dope how
Yeah.
you had that type of approach because there's so many people that obviously that are like older that got put on to like Lil Wayne was their first like real rapper they listened to,
Yeah.
but like the fact that now it's in my brain now that like your first real like rap artist you listen to was Drake. Like that's unique to you. You know what I'm saying? And like I personally like wouldn't be like shy from that though. I mean I know like given like the climate of like what rap is in right now with like the whole Kendrick and Drake thing, like putting that off to the side, putting all that to the side, like and kind of taking a few years back, like back to when he dropped Scorpio or Scorpion, like I mean that's super cool.
Yeah,
that's
for
dope.
sure. One thing I wanted to touch on with y'all is creating Triple L Entertainment, and just what's that all about, and how did that come about?
So that back to my cousin. That was like. So with my cousin's name is Lasan. It's L''SAAN.
That's unique.
So, yeah. So his name Lasan, right? So whenever we would go to Virginia, where Lasan's from, and where both my parents are from, they're from like deep South Virginia, like Suffolk near Norfolk and stuff, right? So so whenever we would get with him, we was kind of like the Three Musketeers, me, him, and then my older brother 11. So Lasan would just start calling us Triple L. He was like, we Triple L. But it didn't like mean anything. It was just something to say like whenever we would get together, because that's just what Lasan be doing. He'd just be like blurting stuff out, bro. Whatever it is, like lyrics.
Shout out Lasan, man.
Yeah, if he gets hooked on something, he'll just start saying it randomly, bro. I swear there's nothing wrong with him. He's a normal human being. Like, his brain works, all of that, bro. He just be saying stuff. So whenever we get together, we'd be like, we Triple L. So
Triple L in the building, man.
Triple L's in the building, man.
Yeah.
So like the music got serious, and I was like, oh, yo, we could be like a rap group. So then all of us were rapping. So it was me, Lasan, Levin, we'd be rapping, and then we were like, oh, okay, we Triple L, like this is the rap group now. And then it just kept going. Like fast forward, now we got T-shirts and stuff,
That's tough.
and like I'm probably like 14 or 15 at this time. We got like two of my homies, like Stevie and John Mike, who I just told you about. John Mike done made T-shirts and hoodies and stuff. So now we got people in our school like wearing Triple L hoodies and stuff. So at that point, like it's a known like name, known brand. So then when me and Lance, like it just started being exclusively like me and Lance working. I was still doing stuff with John, but he like moved and stuff, so I wasn't as like I don't want to say close, but we weren't working as consistently as I wanted to. But when me and Lance started making stuff, and then I got more and more knowledge about like the business side of music and how to put out music and like copyright, publishing, like getting paid from it and stuff like that, I was like, dang, I didn't know we were gonna need like a company. So then we already had that name, like people already knew that name, Triple L and stuff. So I was like, might as well stick with it. So then I would turn it into Triple L Entertainment, and then made it an LLC so that we could actually like earn from the music. So whenever we put it up, like the music is owned, like the publishing is Triple L Entertainment. So that will show up. Then we get to show up as writers, and like that's our company. So now we get to like collect off the music. So that's where it came from. Yeah, it really came from Lasan and me, 11, just like running around and stuff. And then it just kind of spiraled into this thing, and like that name stuck. So I didn't really want to come up with nothing else, especially since the few people already knew about it. Like it already made its way into like the public, into the universe. So I just kept that. So that's where that came from.
Yeah, I understand that, and it's more of like because it's like once you brand yourself a certain way, it's like it kind of like sticks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially if it's like already in like everybody's head. Like
Yeah.
I be thinking like kind of with like how I came about everything, with the Unfazed Podcast and y'all, bro, even so basically the whole I got the name because of a Drake song. Like the whole like thing. This is one song called Champagne Poetry. Off and it has the first verse is like I remain unfazed, trust verse has been done.
That's from Nothing Was the Same, right? Or
That was from Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah, that's one, like
one of the most recent, more recent albums. And y'all know Julian, Landon friend.
Sabat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was
so we know a lot of like Julians, bro. So
y'all good.
We always gotta say last name.
Yeah, y'all straight. And then he was saying like this lyric over and over. Like I remain unfazed, trust versus been. So when y'all say y'all cousins be saying random stuff, that made me think like how he was like he was like I remain unfazed, trust versus been. I was like, yo, what are you talking about? Like why you like everybody was looking at him like, yo, why you keep saying that? And we had a basketball game that day, and then he had like a game winner like that day with like 1-2 seconds left, and then we won the game. So I don't know why that just stuck in my head like throughout the whole process and just with everything, how everything came about. And it's like I kind of think like back like I mean like within like what I'm doing, like just using like my voice and my words with like having a platform with that, like that's not surprising. I think it's more of like how I have a podcast. That's where it's just like, yo, where did this even come from? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like even now I still be wondering where did this even come from? You know what I'm saying? Because it was all just like a random spontaneous idea when I was in like 9th going into 10th grade. So when people ask me like, oh yeah, where did you even like, how did this get started? You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't even, I feel like I have a new answer every single time, because like I don't even know like what to even say for real, because I mean it all like it's so much that like went into it, but it's like it was like all like random, you know what I'm saying? So but I've learned that like sometimes when you like plan things and try to script things and keep things so like not like, I'm trying to think of a word for it, but like it's kind of like stiff, like you don't provide no like flexibility, and you're putting yourself into a box. That's where it's just like, yo, this isn't like this is not what people are going to want to see, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I be trying to provide a platform where it's just like authenticity, like the unfiltered real deal type. And I've also seen that with music and producing as well. So as artists, how much do y'all think like authenticity
sorry,
like matters?
Y'all
good.
I was wondering what you
I just thought of some stuff like when you said that, because you're like, you're basically saying, yeah, try not to do everything so orderly and so like so cookie cutter, like Rubik's Cube, square, boom, 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 try to be authentic. And then you were like, how do you feel with that approach to music? So then I just started thinking about all the crap that we be listening to. But I thought about myself though, and how I got like, I don't want to say humble, but I just kind of like, I feel like I got corrected almost, because I used to try that, like just recording music. I would be like, hooks, verse, you know what I mean? Hook, verse, bridge, because like that's what music is. Like all the biggest songs, even to this day, it still is an intro, or it's a hook, or it's a verse, then it's into the hook, then it's another verse, then it's a bridge, then it's a hook, and then you got the outro. And like some of the biggest songs that are coming out today are still like that. But there was a time where I was like, you know, I'm gonna not be so orderly. I'm gonna just record like whatever, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just do that. And then I got around some like diamond songwriters this past summer, like hit country music artist or hit country music songwriter, and then hit pop songwriter / movie composer / Broadway musical composer / like big pop songs from the 80s, right? And I got with them. Lance was there too. I got with them in the room, and I was playing them some of the stuff where I didn't have such a like structure. Right. Kind of like what you're talking about. Like, just be authentic. You know what I mean? Just play it. And the really, really big, you know, sold millions and millions of records dude was like, yeah, so what were you thinking as far as like structure with this song? Like, because I'm not hearing it. I mean, it kind of sounds like a hook, then it kind of sounds like it goes back to a verse, but it feels like this song really wants to be an R&B song, and you just don't have that structure there, so I don't know what it is. And I was like, all right. I'm not saying that like, you know, what he says goes, but I mean, yeah, I definitely value the opinion of somebody who sold millions of records, you know what I mean? So that's why I started laughing, because I was just like, yeah, bro, I'm never doing that again. So.
Now, I feel like it's different within like like music and content though, for sure. Like,
Oh, it's absolutely
it most
different.
definitely is like a fine
Yeah,
line.
video format, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's
but
much easier with this.
Yeah,
than
as far as
music.
selling like music and stuff, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna try that again.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna try that again. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stick to the hooks, verses, bridges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, because that happened and I was like, yeah,
Mhm.
like you're not doing that again.
I understand.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that was kind of what your question was about to be.
Yeah. Now you read it, bro.
Yeah, no, I read it so fast, bro. Like that's I was like, that's where he's going with it, and I already got the answer,
Yeah.
bro. Because I got humbled very, very recent, bro. So that's how it was for me. I don't know how Lance feels about it, but that was me.
No, I mean I don't really got anything to say. I mean he pretty much summed it up. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that when I see y'all, I think of because I went to the Future and Metro concert back in August, and Metro was.
How was that?
It was pretty. It was pretty decent. It was pretty tough.
Saw some videos.
Yeah, it was the one in DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was cool. I've never
a lot
really
of mixed
had,
reviews.
Yeah, I mean it was all right. Travis Scott came out.
So it was like, oh, he
Yeah,
did come
Travis
out.
come out. Yeah, Travis came out. That was
dope.
pretty tough.
That's dope.
Yeah. Gotta be tough.
Yeah, it was really
That's
dope.
dope.
And I think the best. I think the only concert that I didn't really like. Man, I'm contemplating even saying this because now that you made me think you think about working with people, so I really want to say this. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta be careful on
Yeah,
video,
that's what I'm saying.
bro.
Gotta be
Yeah.
careful. Let me pause on that. So it was this one concert I went to last summer, and then it was like this fight that broke out and it was in the nosebleeds too. So I'm like, yo, I know you're not about to do this in the nosebleeds. So, yeah, it was wild, and I mean that was one of the concerts where it was just like, yeah, like it wasn't. I mean, it was a gift for a friend, like because it was his favorite artist, so I was really going for him. So, but yeah, that's more of that's an off-camera conversation, you know what I'm saying? But Future and Metro it was a pretty dope performance. Travis came out, and then the Metro came out first, and he was putting on Father Stretch My Hands Part 1, and I'm a big Kanye fan, so that was like crazy, just like witnessing that and seeing that. And of course that makes me think of y'all Future Metro type deal, you know what I'm saying? Kind of, of course not comparing y'all, but just like seeing that
cool.
and like that light. And I don't see a lot of people doing it like that, you know what I'm saying? I've never seen a producer and an artist collab album like We Don't Trust You go so crazy, or at least I haven't, you know what I'm saying? So did y'all give that album a listen or something like that?
I did. I probably listened to it once through, but so you're saying you never seen an album like that go crazy with strictly a producer and like a rapper?
Yeah.
You never seen that? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay. So when did you get introduced to Future? What's your first memory of Future?
It was I forgot what the album was called, but it was the collab album he did with Drake.
Oh yeah. What is it?
Life is good. Life is good.
No, it was like
that's
I got
the one before that. The one with Jumpman on it.
Yeah, Jumpman. The one with the
diamonds
diamonds on
with
the
the
album
diamonds.
cover. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's not a bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying. It was like I'm trying to
Okay.
think.
Yeah.
Jumpman.
Dang, I was trying to remember it in my head, but I can't.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. I guess, because I've definitely seen a better. I don't want to say a better duo, but I've seen that kind of reaction, to a producer artist.
Oh, it was What a Time to Be Alive.
What
That's
a
what the
Time to Be
album.
Alive.
Got
Yeah,
it.
that's got
Got it.
Jumpman on there and all that stuff. But yeah, so where were you going with the the producer kind of?
So how
artist?
what do you think makes you guys stand out when it comes to these producer artist type duos? Because of course we have the ones where it's we were just talking about this a little bit off camera, the duos, and how you guys also still have your own individuality, making that distinct, making that very distinct and very clear. Of course you got guys Ayo and Teo, Ray Shermerd, even the older guys like Outkast or Andre 3000 and Big Boy.
Yeah,
So
I was thinking about some producer, singer songwriter duos. I was thinking about Timbaland and Timberlake. I think they went crazy. Yeah, obviously Outkast. I'm sure some of them did production, but sticking to more so producer songwriter. Timbaland, Timberlake, Pharrell, Jay-Z, Pharrell, Justin Timberlake. Like those are the dudes that I look up to whenever we're making stuff, or like Bruno and Anderson .Paak or something like that. Like those are two like real musicians. Like when we start talking about like the conversation that we had off camera, like, yo, what are you guys? Like, you guys a rap duo, or are you whatever? I think about like, what do people see Anderson and Bruno as when they did their little run with this, with Silk Sonic and stuff like that? Because like, not that I'm on that level, because they're more advanced musically than I am, but I mean, I would say they're more advanced like skill set wise than I am, but it just as far as like an ear for music and just like putting together good music, I feel like I relate to them the most, because everybody that's kind of, I don't want to say new school, because those dudes aren't really that old, and their sound and look definitely isn't that old, because I feel like there's no real age to entertainment and the music industry, because like a lot of people don't know those dudes are like late 40s or like early 40s and stuff, but as soon as you see them get on TV, like you're not thinking about that, and when you listen to the music playing all over the place, you're not thinking about that either. So I'm like, that's kind of who I look up to and what I'm thinking about when I'm putting together something. Like, I don't really look up to like Future and like Metro or something like that, just because I feel like I've already heard that. Like, I ain't heard nothing like Timberlake and Timberland since they did it. I ain't heard nothing like Silk Sonic since they did it. I ain't heard nothing like Jay-Z and Pharrell since they did it. So that's the type of feel I try to bring. Not to say like Metro or Future or whatever, like it's trash. Like, that stuff still bumps, but I already felt that before. Pause. You know what I mean? I want that feeling that I get from, Timberlake and Timberland. You know what I mean? Like,
I get it for sure.
Yeah, like that, like sparkle, that shine. Like, they put a shine on top of their music, and it's like a groove, but it's like there's still some gangster aspects to it, and like there's just it just puts you in a different place. Like, we already been ratchet 100,000 times over. You know what I mean? Anybody can be ratchet. Anybody can make ratchet music. So it's just that's just not what I look for, and that's also why I don't really want anybody to look at me and be like, "Oh yeah, you the rapper, right?" Or y'all the rap duo. It's like, bro, I do so much more than just rap, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be able to go on to some of the places I've already been if I was just like, "Oh yeah, I rap," and all I gave you was rap music. So that's how I kind of look at it.
So when you think about, when you mention like we've seen Ratchet a bunch of times, and I know it's a very, especially in this year, like being like famous does not match at all with being talented. Like, it's like you can, like, it doesn't go hand in hand anymore at all.
Used to be you became famous because you
were good, because you was good at what you did, because good at what you did, you know.
Now it's just video. It's however you market yourself, however you brand yourself, that's how you can become famous. You can fake it like literally all the way to the end, or just have like a crazy butt or something like that, or just like if you're a dude, just make a ton of thirst traps and like now you famous, but there's nothing to you whatsoever.
At all. And one thing I also wanted to mention as well is going back to the whole like duo thing, and like I said, going back to you guys' discography and just listening and just seeing everything y'all have put out. I realized that it's only one solo project by you on like streaming platforms. I use Spotify, so on streaming platforms, and it's what you dropped about 5 years ago called Ain't Even Started. So when I look at you guys and everything has like Liam Law and Lance Magic, and then that one just has Liam Law. What was like the process of creating like that solo project?
When you said solo project, I didn't even know what you were talking about. First of all, I'm gonna just say that. But then, because when you say project, I immediately think of like an EP album or an LP.
I get it.
Which a single is still a project.
So it's like on a smaller scale.
I didn't even know what you were talking about. But I mean, that was like the first song ever, I'm pretty sure, that we put out on the platforms. And I don't think either of us knew where we were going with it. Like, he produced that. He still produced that. But I didn't know, neither of us knew where we were going with it. And I was just like, I guess I'll just put this out, and like, this is just me like making an appearance like as a rapper, I guess, because like Cause how is it labeled? It's labeled. His name's not on it.
Yeah. It's just
Nah, I don't
Okay.
think so. Yeah, it's just you.
Oh, okay,
It
yeah.
just says,
So I
like,
guess-
Liam Law, yeah.
Like reflecting to that time, I think it was just us like, cause I definitely asked him. I was like, "You want me to put your name on it?" Or da da da. Cause I did ask you that, right?
I think so. I'm trying to remember now, actually.
I
'cause,
think
like,
I asked him, and
that's
I was
a
like,
very good question. I'm glad you asked that
Yes,
because,
sir.
like, that,
Yeah.
it definitely like takes us back mentally, like to think about that.
I'm pretty sure I asked him, but I think
Yeah.
we didn't really have no direction or like there was no Liam and Lance brand at that time.
because this was really early on. This was
Yeah.
like beginning stages. Really.
yeah, and I definitely didn't expect him to like be wanting to rap or anything like that or being like in the spotlight. Because at that time, dropping that song, he was very much like not in the spotlight, like just laid back. Like, because when we started performing like 2 years ago with the Liam and Lance brand, like that was really him coming out of the shadows. Really, like not that he was ever really in the shadows. He was just producing.
Yeah.
And it was like, nah, bro. Like when we get on stage, it has to be both of us. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta.
Yeah.
You
So
just
what was it like
gotta
when y'all
turn it
did
on.
y'all Howard homecoming performance or Howard University? Was it at the homecoming?
Yeah.
homecoming.
it was
Yeah.
Howard
So what was
University
that
homecoming,
like? Yeah.
That was crazy.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It could have.
It could have been better.
It could have been a lot better.
It could have
but
been better.
It was still dope. The only reason why it wasn't like as cool is because now we're going back to the mistakes. Now,
Yeah,
that's true. That's
now
true.
I'm thinking about mistakes.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So
Yep. And we learned from him. It's part of the
that
process.
mistake, I would say, was we should have went first. I should have just like
Mm-hmm.
I should have said, F it to everything. Told the music director, told everybody back there, because everybody back there that was performing with us, because I invited a band to perform at that concert. Like it could have just been me and Lance. I could have been quiet and been like, yeah, this is just me and Lance. We could have gone out there with like just the MP3s and like a DJ or whatever, right? But we had just met this band, so I was like, do y'all want to come perform at the homecoming? And everybody's trying to eat in the music business, so they, the band brought some other people that were trying to perform, and like then the one guy in the band like ended up being the music director for the whole thing, so he brought on some other artists, which is cool. Like I said, everybody's trying to eat music business, so so they were all prepared to perform with us, but like nearing the end quote of the the event, kind of, because the event was kind of based around one of hip hop's like craziest producers, like this dude named Ron Lawrence. He produced a lot for Faith Evans, Biggie, Mace, all of them. He's got hits on hits. One of his biggest songs is Hypnotized by Biggie, right? So it was based around him. So we were like, yo, let's try to go towards the end, because that's when he's gonna come up and accept his award. Makes sense, right? But when you put it on a relatively free show at Howard for students, bro, and they basically can just walk in there for free, not to mention homecoming's all week, so this was on like a Monday or a Wednesday or something like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people walking in there for free, and it was getting packed. It was like, at one point, it looked like it was like 70 to 100 people in there. Like the whole first 3 sections of the auditorium like looked like it was packed. So I was like, yo, this about to be lit. Like, yo, not the case when there's a potential for some whack people to go on before you.
Yep.
And if you had a free concert and whack people are performing, what are you gonna do?
You're gonna leave.
You probably gonna leave, especially if you're 18, 19. What?
Yeah, why am I here? Yeah, this wasting my time.
Okay, I thought this was gonna be cool. Dude outside told me to come inside, so you know what I mean. Like, let me go check it out. Nah, bro. So by the time we go out, me and Lance, it was like, bro, it was probably like 20 people out there, bro. Which we didn't care.
We performed like it was 20,000 people.
That's all that matters. Bro, you gotta go crazy, even if it's one person in there.
Bro, because at that point we thinking about the set, like everything's being recorded. Like at that point, I'm like, I'm performing for freaking Biggie's producer, bro. So, and at that point we already got like, we cool with him. We got contact. Like we can hit him up. So I'm like, yo, I'm doing this for you, and I'm doing this because I know this is being recorded, and I can take this footage with me. You know what I'm saying? And I can like market myself. Yeah. But yeah, it was dope because we got to leave with that footage and like leave with like performing that footage of performing with a full band and performing for like one of hip hop's like best producers, right? So. That was why it was cool, but it would have been nice to perform in front of a crowd because they would have probably stuck around or probably try to see what was good, because we did some hot songs, bro.
Yeah.
Like the songs we did, they were on point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And nobody else was. Yeah, nobody else was performing like that. Like some of the students that were there, like I gotta give them props. Like they was cool, but you could tell they hadn't been on stage like a lot of times in their life. Like you know how you can tell when somebody's hasn't been on stage a lot, like they kind of stiff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just kind of like bouncing like this. Like, you know what I mean? Even though the song's hard, it's just like, it's like they got that like toddler bounce, and it's just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they still did their thing. But I think, a lot of the students would have rocked with us just because, you don't typically see people like your age like actually nice at something, especially live like that, and you don't know who they are. Like that whole mystery effect, that would have definitely been in play.
Yeah,
and they would have been like, damn, like who are these dudes? You know what I mean? Like we had our names up and stuff like that. So that would have been cool. But the whole experience was super dope. So that's how it was for me.
For sure, most definitely. You guys have had 3 drops this year, I believe. 12 a.m., 2 a.m., and warm up.
Yeah.
So what was you guys' favorite song that you guys worked on together this year, and what we can expect going into the new year?
2 a.m. all day. I'm 2 a.m. I'm team 2 a.m.
Yeah, yeah. I would say 2 a.m. I was gonna say warm up initially, but I mean that might be a little bit biased though, because that was another song that is one of the few that I'm on vocally. But as far as like the overall sound, like something that's like hot that we put out this year, definitely 2 a.m.
Yeah,
definitely 2 a.m.
Why would y'all say 2 a.m.?
Why?
Yeah.
I would say for me, like it's definitely I was definitely happy like with what I came up with as far as the beat and overall production, and then I also like wrote a verse for it too, and like put myself like we like pretty much tag team everything. Like I mostly like do all the production, but every now and then like he'll pitch in if he's got an idea for the production, and then we also like co-arrange everything too. So like we'll move his verse to the front, we'll move my verse to the front, see what it sounds like, and we'll both like come to an agreement, like yo, like nah, move that back, move that back. Now put that here, put this there. But yeah, I say all that to say, it's 2 a.m. is probably it's probably up there. Yeah, especially with this new version that we put out, because we've released it and re-released it so many times, but this new re-release, so to speak, stay with me.
It's the final.
But yeah. This is a good one right here, and we played it for all our homies. I sent it to all our homies, and they're like,
I think I'm not sure who one of y'all sent me that, like before, I believe like right when it dropped, like a little bit before it dropped.
It was probably, but I don't know which version you heard.
I think it was one. It was somebody. I gotta find it. It was like it was like, and it was like on SoundCloud or something like that. It was either a file or it was on SoundCloud like way before.
It may have been me.
Okay,
but you got to
might have been the older version.
Yeah, you gotta hear the new version now.
The newer version that we have out now is way better.
I just listened to it like a few days ago, and it sounded it did sound a little different. Yeah, it sounded like revised.
It's come a long way.
We got some good feedback.
It's come a long way.
Put out this new version. Everybody's
like,
yo, this is so much better. Like, yo, this is so dope. So
the funny thing about 2 a.m. is it used to be, well, somebody came to the studio to record on that beat, and he just never did anything with it. Like, and I put a verse on it because he asked me to throw a verse on it. So I got the verse done like probably 15, 20 minutes before he pulled up, and then he did his thing on it. But that night was the first time I heard the beat, and I was just like, I was tight, bro, because I never heard it before, and I was like, yo, you about to give it to this dude? Like, what? Like, he's not about to do nothing with this, you know what I mean? Like, not like he wasn't going to do nothing with it, but I was just like, bro, like, this should be mine, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I got a little jealous, but it worked out in my in my favor, because that dude, he did his thing on it, but he never put it out, nothing like that. And I waited. I was just like watching, making sure he ain't put it out. I was like, all right, yeah, now it's mine. So then, I recorded more on it. Like, we revisited probably like a year later, a year and a half later, recorded on it, had a version of it. Then we sent it out for a feature, had that version of it. I was like almost sold on that version. Then I was just like, nah, like, cause then we would have to put out another version. I wanted to put out another version so that every single time somebody played it, they wouldn't hear the feature. You know what I mean? So then I was just like, you know what? Nah, we're gonna do our own thing. Let's redo it. And then Lance did this whole like club like breakdown part in it. and like high passed it, and it was just like super clubby, just like deuce 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 deuce, and like replaying the hook, I guess you could call it. It wasn't even really a hook. I was just rapping on the song. Yeah, but it is kind of the hook, and then we just played that again, and it just comes back in. It's like a video game song, bro. It's like it's really cinematic. So it's like sonically, it's just a really fun song. So that's why I would say that's my favorite. We really only dropped warm up because we put up a reel with like the warm up audio, and we did like just kind of like a little short form video, music video with the reel, and like got really good feedback on IG with the reel. So we were like, all right, let's just put the song out. So that was why we put that out. But yeah, 2 a.m. and 12 a.m. I knew I wanted to put out both of those. 12 a.m. That's our boy Troy's track. Shout out to Troy Nelson. He produced that track. So that's our first track like on all the platforms with Troy. So yeah, right now me, Lance, and Troy are kind of working like we've been kind of working a lot together. Like I have other tracks with Troy that are unreleased. But that's the one that we put out with him. So we got 12 a.m., 2 a.m., and they're just kind of like club bangers, like not really anything you haven't heard before, but they definitely got their own twist that make them unique from everybody else's music. So, but it's still like that tempo and still like kind of like that club feel that you will find familiar. So, yeah, 2 a.m. That's the song of this year for sure. Yeah.
How much y'all got in the vote right now? Every time I ask like an artist that I have on the podcast, it's always like, bro, it's like they just say like hundreds, like just like a lot, like it'd be like 50, 120, like it'd be just so much.
I wouldn't say hundreds, but it's that, like I would say
because I want to give you an accurate number. I want to be like, you know, everybody. I don't want to be like hella cliche and be like, oh man, I got thousands.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be real. Like 80%
no.
finished like tracks, like with hooks and verses on them, probably like near 50.
Yeah.
Like solid ones that I'm like, yeah, you can put that out.
Yeah.
Like if somebody sat down with me and just played all of them and be like, you want to put this one out? Be like, yeah. Like I would say close to 50 or something like that. Yeah. Because on all the platforms, you got like 23, I think. There's like 23 tracks up there. Okay. So yeah, just in files like on a hard drive, just solid tracks, probably close to 50 or something like that. Yeah. 30 to 50.
Yeah. I feel like with even like the content creation, like doing this podcast, I only have like two. I drop I only have two episodes that just never dropped, and it was just like, yo, like it was just like, what, like I just didn't like. I'm not gonna put something out that I don't like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, it was just like, yeah, this one gotta stay. Like it's like if I put this out, I'm gonna just be like it's just like not disappointing myself, but it's like why I'm not gonna be proud of that. So I wanna be able to put stuff out that I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like
that's how we look at it. Yeah. Like, that's how I approach every song
for sure. Yeah.
Because I already know I've already put out songs before, like when I was younger, where I would be mad, not like mad, but I'd be like, like listen to it like a year from now and be like, damn, like why did I put that out? Like, that could have been so much better. So now I think it also had to do with like age too and just knowledge. But yeah, now when I listen to stuff, I'm thinking about when I listen to it 2-3 years from now, like, am I still gonna be cool with it? You know what I mean? And we put out a full length, album in 2021.
Yeah, I was just about to talk about you.
I won't say too much about it, so you can like ask your questions. That album's like a perfect example of, I would say 80% of the songs up there. There's 10 songs, so I would say like 8 out of 10 songs up there, I'm like, yeah, solid. I didn't make any mistakes. Like they're all dope. But 10 out of 10 sonically, I'm like, yeah, they sound great. But I probably only listen to like 3 or 4 from up there. Like those are the only ones I really, really vibe with. Cause like some of them they work for the body of the album, but I wouldn't necessarily like play it if like we got a bunch of people in the room. Like I'm probably not gonna play that song. Probably not gonna play that song. Yeah.
Now I get it because it's even like when people ask about the podcast, it's a specific episode that I send them. You know what I'm saying? It's like this.
Like I'm not ashamed of the song because like the last people that I would expect have hit me up And
Yep,
we're like, yo,
yep.
this joint is
It's always the
hard.
ones you least expect.
And I'm like,
yeah.
you like that? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yep.
Like, I remember I was on the way to Ocean City one time, like, in 2021, and this,
Mm.
one of my homies hit me up. He was like, yo, you went crazy on this song. Like, this song is hard. And that, like, just this type of dude, the type of dude that I know him to be. I don't even know him like that well, but I know him enough. Like, I would just never expect him to say that. I would expect him to be like, yeah, that joint was alright.
Yeah.
But he was like, yo, you actually kind of crazy on this. And I was like, what? So it's stuff like that that just like kind of reassures me. I'm like, all right, you know, I be tripping sometimes, but that's how I know, like, if I come correct on it enough where I think it's solid for that moment and I put it out, like, it's solid. Even if I don't like it a year from now, or I'm in a different headspace a year from now, I still know sonically and like delivery wise and lyric wise, it's still a good song.
Yeah.
It might not be my vibe right now, but it was my vibe then, and I was sold on it. So
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like right now, I wouldn't play it for you. But then I think about that one time, I'm like, dang, that dude really said it was hard. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
It's
don't
always
know.
it's always what you least expect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's very true.
That's how I felt.
That's very true.
Because I want you to get to your next question.
Nah,
I
you're
just wanna
good. Nah,
chime
it's
in real
about y'all.
fast
It's
on
y'all
the.
talk.
Want to chime in real fast on the production. When I started making my beats and I finally got better and better, like over the years, and then Liam started hopping on a few of them. He was hopping on the ones that I low-key like didn't want him to jump on, like, because I had specific ones in mind where I was like, yo, I need him to jump on this.
Yeah.
And I'll like play him like a list or whatever, and then he'll just pick out one that I'm least expecting.
Yeah.
And it turns out great, but I just got me thinking, like, yeah, it really happens like that a lot when it comes to anything under the umbrella of like art and entertainment. Like when you're trying to show somebody like a very specific project, sometimes like you get the feedback you want, but there's also that like one person that is they have a admiration for one of your products that you would least expect. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's very true.
just like he was saying with our homie that liked, you know, whatever song it was, like, you know, for him to come at us with that feedback on that song, it's like, what, really? Like, you like that? You know? So it's funny how that works.
Yeah,
you know.
that's facts. And even like within my work, it's like the podcast episode that I immediately want to like show everybody as like a great representation. Like, I love every single episode that I've done. I'm proud of like any, like, I just, if somebody search it up, I just have them click on anything. But personally, myself, the one that I always love to look back at and be like, yeah, this is my favorite one. It wasn't even like planned. Like, the crazy part of it was, I was actually supposed to be like one of the online audio interviews, and then I'm calling the person that's ready beyond. I'm like, yeah, yo, you ready? He was like, yeah, I'm on my way right now. I said, what you mean you're on your way? Like, I've never done no in-person, none of that. Like, what do you, like, and he was like, oh, I mean, I'm already 5 minutes out, so we gonna have to get this set up. I was like, oh, man. So we did that, and then I'm over here struggling, trying to get this equipment and everything. I'm like, yo, I don't even know what to do. And that turned out to be my favorite one, like the best one that I've ever done, in my opinion, and just how it all went. And it's just like, yo, this is like I would watch this. Like, I hate watching my own podcast. I don't even really like watching podcasts for real. But that's that one episode where I'm just like so like proud of, and it's like somebody asked, oh, which episode? I'm like, yeah, that one right there, you know, like, and it's like that was like the most unplanned, spontaneous, not like just rushed episode I ever done, and it just worked out great.
No, it just got me thinking. That's kind of how it was when we made that short clip for warm up, because prior to releasing the full song, we were you know, hanging out with our boys in LA, John Mike and then Stevie. Shout out John Mike and Stevie. I think I'd already made a beat for it, and I think he had already put lyrics on it, but we never like put it out. But just like you said, like, it was kind of unplanned, like very spontaneous, like didn't take a whole lot of effort, and we like had this cool idea, so we like, you know, ran right outside our house, down the street, went to a gas station, we went in the store, got some Gatorades, came right back out, and we was just rapping like in that general area. And when we put out that clip, like, my phone was definitely going a little crazy with likes and like feedback, and then his homies, like, they were all hitting him up like, yo, like, this is dope, like, this is crazy, like, we were getting a lot of love, a lot of feedback. So we were like, yo, we should maybe like we should drop the actual song.
Yeah.
And then when we dropped the actual song, like everybody was listening to it. Everybody's like, yo, like this is dope. And he's got like a line in there toward the end that's like, kind of like clever. It's like pretty funny. And like whenever we're around like certain homies, they're like quoting the line and everything. So it's dope. Everything comes back, full circle.
Yeah, most definitely. And I'm glad that you guys, 'cause I know the timing of like when you receive like feedback on like a song. And I know that some people, 'cause I've talked to other artists before on the podcast and off the podcast, where they'll have like a song, like a snippet, like 30-second, 60-second snippet, and they'll drop it on like Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and it'll go crazy, and then they like don't drop it, and it's like they drop it maybe like 6 to 8 months later, but it's like, yo, it kind of died out, like you should have.
Yeah, look,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like a window, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
An accountability thing.
That's
bro.
true.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it myself, but I think it's just as kind of time goes on, like each generation is just like less accountable and like less like disciplined. Because it is an accountability discipline thing, and just like there's very few that come out of each generation that's really disciplined and like really locked in and really accountable. Because even me, like, I'll just let certain factors just be like, yeah, man, I probably should have put it out, but like then I gotta do that, and they don't care anyway, so like I'm not gonna do it. But for the few people, like the 2 or 3 people that are actually waiting for it, that 2 or 3 can always be multiplied. So that's like, I kind of thought about that like last week or 2 weeks ago, where I was like, dang, for the one person or two people that was actually paying attention, that can multiply into 4, which can multiply in 8, 20, 32, 64, like, because they care that much, so then they gonna show it to somebody else who they know, like, they got a good idea, like, yo, I know you gonna like this, and it just keeps going, bro. Because if it's hot, bro, and people are just keep showing it. So, but like I said, I think it's just a discipline accountability thing, because like you really do have to be like that, because that's how it is set up now. It's like if you drop something and it's a snippet, and like somebody's like, yo, you had to throw the full length up there. Almost. Like, and just be accountable to yourself. Really just like be accountable to that one person who was looking for it. Like, because that one person matters. Because that one person can always turn into 5 more. So.
Yeah, I be thinking about that too. Like, I be like I don't even be worried more. Like, when I remember when I first got like started, it was just like, I feel like a lot of people are also focused on like blowing up so much rather than just like the love and passion for it. Yeah. And it's like, even if you dropping some and you getting like 5 likes, 10 likes, or whatever, 10 views, and it's like, of course, in like this social media day and age, it's like, man, 10 views, like, what is this? But I imagine, like, I be trying to put it in perspective. I don't know, I seen this somewhere, and it was like, imagine like you got like some sneakers on, like a shirt on or something like that, and it's 10 people throughout in a span of 24 hours, just one day, 10 different people coming up to you and saying, yo, I like your shirt. And it's like, that's one person. Okay, one person, that's like, oh dang, I got a nice little comment. 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. I'm like, yo, this is 10 people. That's 10 people, 10 real life people. But you go on the internet, 10 people, it's like, yo, this is nothing. So it's like, you just put in that perspective, it's like, yo, these are still real people
that actually want it.
Tapping in with my stuff. So it's like, whether it's 10 or 10,000, 10 million, it's like, I'm gonna still keep doing my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Especially because if it's clothing, like, that's 10 customers, bro.
Yeah.
So if you can sell something for $30 to 10 people, bro, you can make yourself a little buck, bro.
For real.
And then those 10 people now got on your clothes. Yeah. And if it was that dope that 10 people walked up to it, they're gonna be like, yo, where'd you get that? Now 10 done turned into 30, bro.
Exactly.
And they're like, oh, well, yeah, I follow him, and he just put up the website, so now you can order it. Yeah. But like, if you told those 10 people like, yo, I'm gonna give it to you right now, but in 2 weeks I'm gonna have a website up, they probably gonna remember that, because they're taking that joint home. Yeah. They're taking that home, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, he said he's gonna put up a website, so probably more clothes are gonna come. I'm gonna check in 2 weeks. Yeah. But if you're not accountable to yourself and those people, you just missed out on what could have been 300,000 customers, bro. Facts. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, people watching this or whatever, just talking to you in regular day, be like, all right, 300,000, like, come on, maybe nah, bro, it could have been 300,000, bro, because you got to think that big. Like, it really could turn into that. Like, and it's entertainment now, bro. Like, everything's super fast. Like, you put it on Instagram, you got a website, it can reach 300,000 people in the span of 3 weeks, bro.
I'm saying, like, it's like, it's so, like you said, it's so fast.
Yeah,
like, you know what
it
I'm saying?
happens
It's so
that fast,
yeah,
bro.
That's real.
But we don't think that because it's like it's got to happen to somebody next to us in order for it to be real. So it's
Yeah.
like, all right, bet like let me make sure I'm that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just like those stories where you hear people like somebody make it big out of like a small town or something like that. Like nobody thinks it's possible. Or nobody thinks like somebody will come out of their own town until somebody does. You know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna sit in Ellicott City and think, oh yeah, Unfazed Podcast was the biggest podcast to come out of Ellicott City. Like, oh yeah, it was because it happened. But like you just walking around, nobody's gonna understand the value until it like actually pops off like that.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy to think, bro. Because like we really walking around like amongst like some of us are like actually the best at what we do, and you don't even know because you just like saturated with whatever you watching, or you just really not paying attention, or you don't want to hop on something because like it's corny or whatever. But like nobody's thinking about like the point of sale or like the customers, anything like that. Like you talking about clothes, I thought that what you have on right now is dope. And I was
hard. I just cut this during the summer.
So I'm thinking like you made that, like I would buy that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And me wearing it, even if it's one person, bro, like that's still one person that you got $60 from. And if I'm wearing it, like, bro, somebody else is gonna want to buy it. If you ain't got a website up, like you're not accountable to me, that potential customer, or yourself, because now you're just like, how you supposed to sell it? But you could be selling it though. You know what I mean? So it's like, and that's kind of how I'm like so heavy on that right now, just because like that's kind of how you have to think as like artists. Because if you're independent and you got a lot of people that listen to you, you can definitely make money. But it's so whack now just because it's the streaming and stuff. Like streaming makes everything so whack, bro. Because if anybody were to blow up right now and streaming wasn't a thing and it was just how it used to be, like iTunes and like buying albums, as an independent artist, you will make so much more, bro. Like because it's a real point of sale of $1 or $10, bro. Not 100,000 streams adding up to a couple $100, bro, or a couple $1,000. Like, nah, $10, 10,000 times really would have got you money, bro.
Yeah, and I feel like it's also, it kind of matches with the time where it's like being talented doesn't match to greatness. You know what I'm saying? But then that's also like, and that's not in the favor of the actual talented people.
No, we're living in a paradox, bro.
Yeah.
Because like everybody who's not talented can actually get paid, but then people who are talented with good stuff, like they can actually get paid too, but it's not going to be appreciated.
It's so much
like
harder.
That's
and it's so much harder. So it's good that it's like challenging to actually make money, so that it's still somewhat of a prestigious league of people who make money off this stuff. But it's a paradox though, because there's so many whack people in the prestigious league that are making money off this stuff. So it's like, it's stupid, bro. And it just makes you,
it's crazy.
That just makes me think. It's like, all right, I gotta make music and I gotta have some type of tangible product, because music's not even a tangible product anymore. Like it's all streaming, and the few hundred people that buy it off iTunes aren't gonna matter, bro, because it's like you gotta hope for them to buy it. You know what I mean? That's why there's like NFTs and stuff like that. It's a tangible thing. It's a real point of sale where you like, oh yeah, I'm gonna drop 1 million NFTs for this song, and I'm gonna put them for $1. Like, that's $1 million if you get 1 million people to buy it. But it's like you almost have to have some type of brand of clothing or something like that attached to your music or your name, because now those are the albums, bro. The clothes.
It's all branding, bro.
So all right,
like
you drop a single. Now you gotta put the single on some type of hoodie.
That's what
make
I'm
the
saying.
hoodie like stylish and make it comfortable. And it's like, now you gotta sell thousands of hoodies at $25, because those are your albums now, bro. Because streaming the music, like, that's cool, but it ain't no real bread going straight to your money like clothes. But that's the one thing has not gone out of style for like decades. It's hoodies and sweats, bro.
That's never going out of bed.
Everybody has 80 hoodies in their closet and they still buying more, bro.
For real.
So like you just have to have a hoodie or a long sleeve, or get creative and start throwing it on jeans and stuff like that. You got to do all types of branding and make sure people get that stuff, bro, because
Yeah.
that's how you actually make bread, bro.
Yeah.
Doing them drops and stuff. So
That's right.
I don't know, I'm ranting, bro.
Nah,
Just
you're
because,
spitting,
like,
bro. I get it.
it's just because I'm upset with myself because I ain't done it yet. Like I know what I need to do. But I ain't done
but
it
that's
yet.
how it be. It'd be like, bro, I be knowing what I need to do. It's just a matter of, I was just telling y'all, it's just getting up and doing it. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like,
bro.
I got the vision, bro. It's
It's
just
stupid.
doing it. Yeah.
The worst thing you can do is you open your phone and then you're like, I don't want to do it anymore. Somebody already did it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, nah, just go ahead and do it because you can do it. You can do it over 100 times. And
You
it's
can
gonna
do
be
it better,
different.
too.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
different each time because you're a different person doing the same formula.
true.
Yeah.
It's
So
true.
it's like you just have to do it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
For
whack.
real.
It's
I
whack.
get it, bro. And there's so many people like that, too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For real.
Yeah,
Fact.
but you gotta have a team though. Nobody does.
Yeah,
anything by
nah.
themselves.
Having a team is a very vital part. Like
Nobody
like
does
knowing-
anything by themselves. I don't
Yeah.
care if it looks like it or they only got one Instagram account, bro. They got 20 people behind them, bro.
Yeah,
like,
that's real.
nobody does anything by themselves, bro.
Facts.
Yeah, straight up. So that's the other thing that I try to remind people and I try to remind myself. It's like, all right, I'm tripping, bro, because like I'm really doing all this by myself and I'm still making way. Like I'm still seeing progress and I'm still like going places I did not think. I didn't even think about like when I was started making music and stuff or meeting people I didn't think I was gonna meet. And I'm low key doing it by myself. You know what I mean? Like the only time I have a team is when we're putting together a music video or something like that. Like yeah, then there's maybe 2 other people involved. But like other than that, bro, when we go make music or we put something out, it's really just us 2, bro.
Yeah.
Like we mixed everything, we recorded everything,
Yeah.
we produced everything. So once we get in those rooms, like over this summer when we was in Nashville, like all these people are used to 5 people being in a room or used to a bunch of different writers on the song and stuff like that, or like co-writing and stuff like that, or co-producing, and they're like, wait, you guys just y'all 2 put this together? Like what? So that was what was so normal to us was so foreign to them because it's like, oh, we be in a group, yeah, we be like sitting, we be writing, like bouncing off each other, da 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 da, and then the people who have done it a million times over and like actually make a living off of it were like, that's kind of tough. Like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
y'all two,
yeah.
like,
That's different.
yeah, y'all
That's
are nice,
different.
yo. Like
Yeah.
y'all are actually nice.
That's how it
Yeah.
goes.
So then
Yeah.
we were capitalizing off that. Like we were like, oh, where do we go? Like what do we
Yeah.
do? Like no, tell us right now. I'm not here to just like talk to you and then never see you again. Like
Yeah,
what's up?
I make something happen.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
that's
Like I'm
true.
25, bro. I need help.
Yeah, nah, and that's-
Where's the money? Like that's exactly what went down. And I was trying to like
Oh,
put the
man.
other people on game because they were younger than me and stuff. So I was like, yo, don't just like be here and get all this feedback and then not do nothing.
Yeah,
with it,
connect, network.
yeah, like
Make-
I'm trying to get this dude's phone number right now, bro. Like, do you know who he made music
Yeah.
for? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, so that's how you gotta go at it. But yeah, I mean, I just try to remind myself like nobody does this by themselves. Maybe other than us, but like nobody really does any of this stuff by themselves. Like
Yeah.
whenever I'm thinking about like expanding or trying to get more stuff done, I'm like, all right, I guess I low key need to try to assemble a team or something like that, which is also difficult because you got to deal with the discipline or like, you
Yeah,
know,
not everybody's
idiosyncrasies
serious.
of
Yeah,
like
no
everybody
trust.
else.
Yeah.
Then everybody wants to get money, wants to be paid for their time, and I'm like, bro, you ain't done nothing yet, bro. You ain't done nothing yet. I'm not paying you. You want to make some money? Like, hop on this idea. If you really concrete in this idea, like we gonna make some money. Like it'll come. But like, bro, you in the same boat as me. Like, don't be asking me to pay you and stuff like that when you know what I'm saying. You got a regular job just like everybody else. Like, nah, dog. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
people, that's another thing that's hard with working with people, but it also depends on like just where you at. Like, when we was in Nashville, like we was working with people and they were students of songwriting, students of like music technology. You know what I'm saying? So us getting in a room and putting stuff together, like, or putting a track together, it wasn't no, oh, I'm not doing anything unless I'm getting paid. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody was like, oh, that's dope. That's dope. Oh, that's dope. Record that. Record that. Record that. And then, like, at the end of it, like, we all know the music business. So if we were to ever put it out, like, we know what each other's supposed to do. You know what I mean? We all got our information and stuff like that, too. So it just makes it easier where you are geographically as well. So that's another thing you can't get, like, discouraged on and stuff. Like, when you are trying to put together a team and all of them are whack or just being phony,
Yeah, no, that's real.
it's like, all right, maybe it's where I'm at. Like, maybe it's time to go.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Ain't
bro,
nobody
you
else trying to
telling
do
me?
this here.
Yeah,
So
like,
you got to go somewhere where you're going to stand out, and you got to go somewhere where everybody's on like the same
Wavelength.
intellectual level,
Yeah.
like where you trying to be at. So
Me and my brother be
50
talking about
said
that
it
all the
best.
time. Yeah, you
Did
really
see that
would.
video with
Yeah.
50, he was talking about like a bottle of water is changed, like the price is changed, like depending on the environment.
Facts. Like it can
And
be
he
like
was-
$1
he talking
at a
about,
gym,
yeah,
like $5 at an airport.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see what
And
you're
so
talking
like,
about. Yeah.
I you know, just piggybacking off of what y'all was saying, like yeah, it really, us being in Nashville, like being in that environment, it really like, especially being with those three figures, bro, those are like super important people, bro. They literally make a living off of what we're moving towards. So when we get that validation and that confirmation from somebody who's already there, like it's very motivating and refreshing, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
versus being in your hometown and you're like trying to like share your passion with other people and they don't really care as much, you know what I'm saying? But it just got me thinking about what 50 was saying, like you have to, your worth, you know, can change depending on like what environment you're in. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
that's real.
So, you know, that's pretty much
I
it though.
get it.
But
Yeah, no, that's facts. And going back to you guys' album titled "In All Seriousness," you guys have one album out so far that dropped 2021, I believe. Going into the new year, can we expect any like bigger projects? Like I know we were talking about project. I say project because I be considering like almost anything like a project because it's like
It is.
ain't wrong
It's
though.
like they're all projects.
That's very
yeah.
like it's true. It's very
They're all
technical.
projects.
Yeah.
But just like on a bigger scale of like an album EP, what can we expect coming in the new year? Because I know you guys have been consistent dropping something at least every year since I believe 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
So going into the new year, what are
yeah.
you guys
that's
expecting
true.
from yourselves?
I don't know about a full length thing. It's funny, Lance was playing like a bunch of different songs in the crib today, and I was like, damn, like there's a lot of music. Like, and it was all music for clarification. Like, and I was like, dang, that's a lot of music. Like I could just put a CD together right now. And I was just like thinking about it. I was like, I wish I could just put a CD together with all these joints and just sell it, bro. Just
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. And like, yes, I very well could do that, but it would be like a on the streets thing, like kind of like an exclusive thing, because a lot of the songs got like samples in them and stuff. And even though they're super dope songs, but yeah, a lot of them got samples on them. So putting them out, like you're gonna run into legal trouble if like the track goes crazy and stuff. But
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, this music is just so good. Like I just want to put it on a CD and just, even if I can't sell them, bro, I just want to pass them out and just like,
Yeah.
bro, you just gotta hear this. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I was at the mall one time. I mean, to cut you out. It was
Nah, you
at the
good.
mall one time. It's like a few years back. It was like when I first just started the podcast. And it was this dude like around my age or like maybe like a year or two younger than me, and he had CDs and he was like handing out his. He was like, "Yo, please listen to my mixtape, $5, da da da. Like I got you. Like if I'm taking donations, like y'all can just take it, listen to it, like just anything. I'm just trying to get my stuff out there." And that motivated me so much. I was
Alright.
like, "Yo, we out here in the mall handing out his mixtape," and I'm just like, man, like. I gotta start going. I don't even make music, but I gotta start going crazy.
You
So
gotta
it's
do
like,
something,
yeah, I
right?
gotta make something happen.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was just like, dang. And I remember, like, I don't know how much better I had. I think I had like a few dollars in my pocket at the time. I was working like my first job at McDonald's. Or maybe I just started working at a job, and I was like, yo, like, whatever you're doing, keep going, bro. Like, keep handing out these mixtapes. Like, me and we are around the same age, but I see, like you can see when somebody's passion is in their eyes, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, yo, I see the vision, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I see what you're doing, bro. Just keep going, for real. Keep going. And I don't even think I took the mixtape, but I gave him something. I gave him
Oh, you
something.
didn't take
Yeah,
the
I don't
mix-
even think I took the mixtape. I think we were so focused on conversation that I done forgot to take the
Oh,
Damn,
CD.
I was
Yeah,
just about to
you know what
ask.
I'm
I was
saying?
like, so was it any
Yeah,
good?
I
Like,
forgot to take
yeah.
the CD. So now I think I'm
Dang,
like,
you don't even
dang,
know if it was
yeah, I don't
good,
even know if it was
bro.
he, bro. But whatever he's doing, if he's still hustling, still making music, I hope he's doing great. Like, because I know he's very passionate about what he was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Nah, that's
man, I
dope.
really wish I was able to get that CD, like, and give it a
sure.
listen.
I
and
wish you did too. I
keep
want to
in-
hear it.
Yeah, and keep
bro.
in contact with bro. 'cause-
You going that hard for yourself? I gotta hear.
Yeah,
it,
and that's what I'm
bro.
saying.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
gotta
you really
hear it.
must be something special,
Yeah,
like for real.
yeah.
That got me thinking about Cole, bro. Because like I just remember being on Instagram and like seeing that he was at all of these like events, bro. Like he was at like I forgot what event it was, but it was like an MTV event, and he was like one of the people in the crowd, like and the camera just
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
just,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? The
yeah,
camera
yeah,
was just
yeah,
like
yeah,
walk
yeah.
right past him. I was like, bro, and then like there's
He's like
the-
a ghost of the
there's
past.
there's like and then there's the famous like there's a famous time he was outside, Jay-Z's studio, like waiting for 3 hours,
yeah.
giving him a CD.
Yeah.
Jay-Z turned him
And
down.
Jay-Z was like, I want that.
And then he heard what was it? He heard Lights Please, and then he like signed.
Yeah, then he
Cole,
signed
like,
him. Yeah, Rockefeller.
So
Records,
it just goes to show, bro. Like if you're that, like just going back to what you were saying way earlier about like, obviously like if you can make a living for it, you can get the money from it and enjoy it that way. Like that's super dope. But you gotta you just gotta be locked in firsthand. You gotta love it. You know what I mean? Like you really gotta just love what you're doing.
That's what I'm saying. It's more you gotta have a passion. Like it's not
Yeah.
focus fully on I want to make money off my music. I want to make money off my content. It's like, yo, do I really love doing this? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like
then you
once
gotta ask, what are you doing it for?
Yeah,
at the end of the
exactly.
day.
And it's like if you so hungry to have that passion and love for it, then it's like that money gonna come from it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
For
Yeah,
real.
that's what
Absolutely.
I kind of like get conflicted with that because I do actually love it, but then I'm like, bro, I've been doing it like a decade now. I'm like, all right, like this dude need to pay me, bro, for real.
I get that. I get to a point.
Like,
That's a
but I
point.
still love it. But I try not to like get
right.
too caught up in like trying to get paid because I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I really do like it. I actually do like it.
No,
really do
please.
like it.
I promise. I like it.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, because I think about that and I'm like, nah, I actually do like it. Like, I don't like doing anything else. And at this point,
Yeah, no,
like
for
at
real,
my
for
age,
real.
like it's what I'm kind of like a handyman. Like, kind of, I can pick up on stuff really fast, but like my expertise really is in like the music business and like creating music and recording music and all of that. Like, all of my professional experience, low key, is from making music or just interacting in the music business. So I'm like, nah, this it has to pay me at this point, bro, because like this is like at the age I am now, I'm like, yeah, this is really what I know how to do, and I'm so close. Like nobody would know that just like meeting me or seeing me on this video,
Right.
But like I am actually so close to like really something like making a living off of it.
Yeah.
And
That's how I be feeling with this stuff. Like just like
yeah,
being able to connect, and I'll be like, yo, everybody is so much closer to like I'm so close to achieving what like I need to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, like if I just like, it's just matter like, yo, if I stay consistent and this one just give me like a few months, like a year, I was talking to my cousin earlier. I was like, yo, by this time I'm gonna have this done. By this time I have this done, and by that it's just gonna be straight, like just flowing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so back to, what you were saying with the music, like that's why I kind of, I don't know what the word is, like hyperfixate or whatever on putting out new stuff, because I'm like, there's got to be not a whole reason behind it, but it's got to be like a whole branding behind it. Like I don't want to just put stuff out just like willy nilly and it's just like no one sees it. You know what I mean? Like I want to have some type of like posting schedule for it. I want to have some type of branding for it. So then like I just get to the point where I'm like, bro, I don't even want to put nothing out because it's just like, who's gonna see it? Like if I'm not going hard for it, you know what I mean? Like I need to put up like signs all over the place, you know what I'm saying? Or like just something. I need to get like signs done, start putting them on all the counties and stuff, you know what I mean? Like real promo, so like people actually like hear it. And you hear people all the time say like, yo, if it's hot, like, it'll go crazy. And it's like, nah, bro, it's not enough. So then I'm like, all right, maybe I need to just put out a video for it and like go hard with the video. So
Yeah, the marketing part of it is very important.
yeah, so I have all these ideas and I'm like, I want to get them done, but then I don't have the team for it. Like, and then, then somebody can just come at you and say, well, you can just do it yourself and you can just put it out on that. And it's like, that's true, but if I got a vision for it, I'm kind of sold on the vision and that's what I want to do. Even though people are putting out videos on their phones now and putting up skits and stuff. Like we see, like Drewski or what's the other dude? What is his name? The dark skinned dude from Atlanta.
Funny Marco.
Funny Marco, but Dez.
Oh, Desi Banks.
Desi Banks.
Yeah,
bro.
Desi
You see
Banks.
him put up
Yeah,
skits on the
yeah.
iPhone, like. So I'm like, all right, I really could just put up like a reel on the iPhone and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
like, there's
It's
always
true.
a reason. Anybody can always come at you and be like, yo, you can just do it yourself. You can just do it yourself. And I'm like,
It's true,
all right, I
yeah.
can, but I don't believe in that. Like, I believe in this, like how the production of how I wanted to have it set up.
Yeah,
da-da-da.
that's
So
true. That's true.
I think one day I needed to just go ahead and just like say whatever, because all those F it whatever videos are the ones that do the best anyway.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
It's true.
I might just go ahead and start doing that. But
Yeah.
as far as like the new year and stuff, music, me and Lance, we trying to get to Nashville right now because we we got accepted to a school out there. It's called Belmont University.
Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, so
Appreciate it.
right now that's just my focus right now. I'm trying to get there because we're going there for music, and that is one of like the hubs / melting pots like in the music industry, and like they have everything there. There's film students there, there's songwriting students there, there's all the content that you need, you know, to put together, or all the people that you need to put together content.
Right.
And when you have a brain like mine, like a director's mindset, or like you know how to get people together, like that's one thing I know how to do. I know how to get people together, and I think I have a really good judge on like characters, so I know which people are gonna mesh with who. And like once I get everybody into the room and give them the vision, like the product always comes out right, because I've done that plenty of times in the past. So that's just kind of what I'm focused on right now, because I feel like once we move there and we actually out there, then that's when I'm just gonna have the like I don't care, like F it attitude, and I'm gonna just start putting up videos all the time, and I'll be able to really campaign like for the music and stuff like that. Like if I want to put out a single, bro, I'm getting the cover art done because I'm gonna get with one of the students in Adobe, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get a music video done because I'm gonna get with one of the film students, and I'm gonna get him to edit it, and I'm gonna get her to do this, and I'm gonna just start busting out content just because of like new place, new space, new faces, new environment, and I'm just not gonna care because right now, like I don't want to just put out a song and just post it on Instagram and like 200 people may not see it, and then it's like, all right, who cares? You know what I mean? And I don't really want to just keep posting every single week for 20 weeks about the same song, because it's just like, bro, what are we doing, bro? You know what I mean? Like, no motion. I want real emotion. I want like a team of people, and I want to like really put stuff together, because when you have 15 people on one project, or you got all those people in the room and you putting something together, like you incentivize them, you give them a reason to do it. Like, all right, if you help me with this, you know what I'm saying? Like, not only is your friend group gonna see it, but you know what I mean, it could lead to something else with me helping you, or and word is gonna get around town. You know what I'm saying? Especially somewhere like college, bro.
Yeah, that's where I'm trying to like, even with like me like going to university next year and like not having come to a decision yet on where I'm trying to be at. But it's like I'm already knowing, like it's like factors within like where I'm trying to land at. Like, it's like, okay, I'm trying to be in a hot spot where I can grow as a creative and connect with other creatives, you know. And it's like opportunities, location, you know, things like that. Where it's like if I'm talking to somebody like an old head or something, they like, yeah, what about the academics? And I'm like, yeah, like. Yeah,
it's not even about that no more, bro.
It's like yeah, that's a part of it, I guess. You know, I guess, you know what I'm saying. But it's like that's what I'm saying. I feel like most of the part of it is just like
you need that. That's
connect,
crucial. If you becoming a law student,
that's what I'm saying. But it's like I'm really trying to like go crazy with this, you know, and like, you know, stuff like that. Like I have so many things that I'm like interested in, but it's like, of course, one of the main things is this, you know.
Yeah, you already knowing. So when you're in this field, like school or university, it's just like it's a melting pot. It's just a tool.
That's what I'm saying. I want to use it as a tool. Yeah, I want to use it as so much as like a tool and a platform to be able to grow and connect. You know, of course, like
the degree at that point is just bragging.
Yeah, it's like okay, I'm gonna get that too.
Thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm gonna get that too, but that's not even like what I'm solely focused on.
It just
you know what I'm saying?
Credibility,
exactly.
Bro.
So it's like that's really where I'm at with this.
Back on, but
like
like
us, we're just using it just to get there, bro. Just to like say we doing something, but just really to just use the resources of the school.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, okay, we're using the resources of the school, and we got all these people around, and so many people like in the business come to visit the school, and they looking for talent. They looking for you know, people to build tracks. They looking for, you know, audio engineers. Like it's the entertainment industry, bro. If somebody pulls up, like they just had Kirk Franklin there not too long ago, and then they had like super big country artists there, and then you know their studios. Some of the schools, or the school owns some of the like biggest studios that like Taylor Swift be coming to record there, and like all the big country artists like when they come to town. Some of them live near Nashville and stuff like. So if you a part of the school, you already affiliated, and if you get in that space and you know how to conduct yourself, you know how to talk, then it's like, yo, those people can do whatever they want. They can be like, yo, I really like this dude. Like I want to bring him with us. Like I want him to record this, or I want him to write my next joint. Like I really like that song you just wrote. Blah blah blah. Like anything can happen, because bro, when you in that position, like you got to put yourself in their shoes. Like me, I done study these people like my whole like since I was like 11 years old, bro. So I'm like already knowing how they be thinking. So I'm like, I know that when they in that mode, because I've been in that mode and in that mood. When you're in that mode, you're just like, let's go, bro. Like, let's just go.
That's how it be.
Yeah, like I mean, we're leaving tomorrow, but I mean, if you can go, you should definitely come. Like I don't care, bro. Like I get money, like I'll pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go.
It's the best ones, bro.
That's really how it is, bro.
Yeah.
Like we were this close to like putting something together with Wale like a couple weeks ago.
Shoot, yeah.
Like we was in the same space. We was in this kind of like if you knew like, event. And it was not even a lot of people there. It was like 80 people in there, maybe less than that. And like Wale was in there moving around, like he wasn't on no celebrity stuff. Like he was moving around the room.
He was blending in for
I
real.
Like, this, like yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Like and he would have been like, yo, what's up? But yeah, we got with his manager and stuff. So we've been trying to like talk to him and like work that angle. We've been sending him demos and stuff. But like you know, you gotta know how to do stuff like that. Like when to stop, when to go harder, when to da 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 da.
Yeah.
Like me, I feel like I could have said something to Wale that night, like, yo, I know you vibing tonight, and you know you just having fun at the event, but you know talk to blah blah your manager, and you know we've been submitting stuff for your album, so when you get into that mode, you know look us up or hit him up. You know we got a lot of stuff, so or we already submitted some pieces for you that you could check out. Like that's something we could have done that I didn't do that night. You know what I mean? So, but that was a learning experience. Like I've had probably 4 or 5 like moments like that, like big moments like that earlier this year or for this whole year that I've kind of like learned from and then executed upon. Like it was a similar situation like that back in January when we was in LA. But yeah, it's probably been like 3 or 4 moments like that where I'm like, all right, I know next time. All right, I know next time. Like that's not gonna happen again. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I feel about. I kind of went off, but that's how I feel about dropping music next year. Like I'm gonna just get to Nashville, and then you'll know when we put out some music. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because like I ain't gonna put nothing out before the year's up.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It's already December 7th. So
yeah.
Like nah, I might maybe a surprise joint on like SoundCloud or something like that, or like a 3-track EP on SoundCloud, because SoundCloud is like instant. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like I know I got like 3 tracks ready right now that I could just drop SoundCloud and be like, yeah, surprise. You know what I mean? So my birthday's coming up. Maybe I'll do something like that.
Oh yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah, I'll drop something on my birthday.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
yeah, but that's how I feel about new music right now.
For sure. One last question I wanted to ask y'all is the visuals, because we were just talking about how everything is so visual today. You know? And I was even talking about with the podcast, like the in-person episodes I do always receive more engagement and feedback than the audio ones. And of course it's just like you're able to watch as well. And even me, I'd be looking from an outside perspective like, okay, like what if I was just scrolling through YouTube and it's just of course billions of videos, and it's like, all right, if I don't know nothing, if I just see the words the Unfazed Podcast, I don't know myself, I don't know anybody I'm interviewing, none of that, am I even gonna click on this and watch this? And I asked myself that question like a few months ago, and the answer I told myself, I was like, no, I'm not watching this. So it was like, all right, what can I do where it's like from an outside perspective, I'm gonna want to click on this? And I was talking to one of the people I had on a podcast a few months ago, and he was even advising me on some stuff, and I was like, yo, you like you right, like you 1,000% right. And he had so much knowledge and just so much game and so much sauce he was just giving me, and I was like, yeah, I'm about to, like, you really putting me on game right now with so much. So just moving that and using that, just moving forward with what I'm doing is very important. And how just going back to the whole visual thing, I saw that music video y'all most recently did, I believe back in like May, with the warm up.
Oh, that's my warm up.
Yeah, Steve shot it. I believe that's his name. Yeah.
Stevie,
What was the whole process of that? And the visuals on that was crazy. I was just watching that before y'all pulled up.
It's clean,
and
right?
yeah, that was like, that was tough.
Yeah, my bad. I'm gonna cut you off. Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. I wanted to ask
probably...
you both, like, what was the process and like just the steps towards doing that?
We knew after we put the song out, not long after that, we wanted to do a video. And when Stevie was in town, we were like, yo, we need to do a video. And so we all came to the conclusion, like, all right, let's do warm up. All right, bet. So the way that me and Liam, the way we work when it comes to like visuals and like music videos, we're very strategic, and like we're perfectionists when it comes to like location, timing, like all right, where we going? When we doing this? When we doing that? So when it came to warm up, we were looking for spots to go to, and like, you know, like we try not to stay too local, because like when it comes to local spots, you know, like the Columbia Mall, everybody shoots at the Columbia Mall. You know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of corny. Like you
never
gotta,
do that in my life.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like once somebody is always gone to that one spot, like as soon as if you're already a local and you watch the video, you're like, oh, I know where that is. You know, but the way that we like to work, we like to have that kind of like mystery effect, and we also like to think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? So we were looking at places in Tyson's. So we were like, all right, like we found this dope like apartment kind of complex building, and we secured that spot. And it's funny enough, when we were actually down there shooting the video, the visuals came out dope. Like Stevie did his thing. We absolutely loved it. When we started showing it around all our homies, like after we dropped the video, everybody actually thought that we were in Columbia for a second. They were like, yo, where are y'all? Are y'all in Columbia? We were like, nah. Are you sure y'all not at the mall? Like, no, we're not at the mall. And we were like, nah, we went out to Tyson's. They were like, yo, like that's super dope. Like, that's super dope. So, you know, when you just have that kind of like, when you take that unique approach and you just think outside the box, you're like, nah, like forget that. Everybody goes there. Like, let's go here. Nobody goes here. That definitely like brings in a little bit more attention to people, you know. Otherwise, like if you're shooting at a place like Columbia Mall where everybody shoots, tell somebody you shot a video, like, you know, if they see that it's been a shot at Columbia Mall, it's like
They like disassociate with it.
Yeah. Like even though
cool.
It's like local to
that's
them.
real. That's
you
real.
know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Exactly.
I'm not even gonna lie. When I dropped the whole Unfazed Athletes thing, I really, it's gonna sound bad, but I really didn't want to work with nobody from my school. Like
smart.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I was gonna say, sometimes
they know you. Bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it was just like, and I ended up working with one person. Shout out my friend Jaden. And it wasn't even like the main intent at first. I was just like, okay, yeah, I gotta get this. I gotta do what I gotta do. And I was telling him, I was like, yo, I was gonna do this with somebody, but got injured. So now I was like, yo, I need you to come and help me out. He was like, yeah, bet I got you. But initially it was just like, yo, I'm gonna do whatever I can and just not work with anybody here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
it's not special, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how it was.
You're not special to the people that know you.
Yeah.
You're only special to I don't know if it happens anywhere else, but I know for a fact in entertainment, you are not special to the people that know
real.
you.
That's
Your
real.
fans are the people that they know nothing about you except what you do or like what your art is. So whatever, if they only know you for music, you're special to them because that's the only thing they know about you. They don't know how you talk. They don't know what you eat. They don't know where you live at. They don't like. It's like, oh my God, I just love Austin's music. You know what I mean? It's just like, because that's the only thing they know about you. Like that's the only thing they know to love about you.
Exactly.
So you're not special to, you know, somebody that you see all the time, because it's like, oh, I know him. He ain't nothing. You know, he ain't about nothing. He ain't doing nothing cool. You know what I mean? But bro, the people in Maine that are like, you know, you got 1,000 followers in Maine somewhere, like they're like, yo, Asa is dopest dude ever, because they don't know you, bro. They don't know how many other people know you. They just know 1,000 people, you know, from there like know you or whatever. So it's the same thing with like music videos. Like when you do this long enough, like you just see how people react to stuff. So it's like, I'm showing you a music video. It's like, oh yeah, that's the mall. Oh yeah, y'all shot a video at the mall. Yeah, tough. Like it's like, what? Like, but that's a real reaction.
Yeah, it's real.
It's a
so
real
true,
reaction, bro. Or if you
so
shot in
true.
like old Alec City, like, oh yeah, that's old Alec City. Oh, that's cute. You guys shot a little video.
Yeah.
But if you shot it in Ibiza somewhere, it's like,
yo,
I never been to Ibiza.
I never been there. You know?
How did you get there?
Yeah.
Wait, you got to shoot a music video in Ibiza? Like, wait, what else do you do? Now it's like, it's this whole mystery. It's like question after question after question, but nothing special when you know the answer to everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like a girl. It's like taking a girl on a date, bro. It's like, yeah, I've been here before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, all right, get up.
And
like,
you know what's crazy? It's even bro, I was talking to one of my friends, and this is Bible verse. It's like, I think Mark 6:4, and it like, I be like, it's so many things you can break down and have like meanings when it comes to like just like things like that. And the verse was like, a prophet is loved everywhere except for his own home. So it's like, I be breaking that down even with just like like what we doing. It's just like, yo,
Say it one more time. It's a
a
what?
prophet is loved everywhere except for his own home.
Wow.
So it's like his own hometown.
Yo,
like it's just
I
like
swear the
that.
Bible be speaking.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
real,
yo,
bro.
like if you just
Word,
reading
bro.
between the lines and just seeing everything, like,
Yes, bro.
like just even just like people who are just like famous or like creatives or music artists, what we do, it's just like, yo, are you going to a different environment? Just like how you said the whole like water bottle thing.
Mhm,
Like it's right on point.
You're
They
word,
will all
bro.
tell you the same story, bro. It's like I think it's very few artists or whatever big people, big timers or whatever that would tell you, yeah, my city put me on their back. Like, no, bro.
Right.
Like there's probably like 2 people like that, because that is just not true, bro.
Right.
I can't even think of. I know I've heard it before, but I think if you ask anybody, bro, they will all be like, yeah, nah, I had to get out of my city in order to like make a name for myself, because
Yeah.
they was not about
Shoot,
that.
that's what I'm planning to do.
Yeah,
For real, like, yeah, that's what I'm planning to do.
What's up?
Like
For real.
maybe if you're from like a small town and you like a phenom, like you a phenomenon out of that town. and
Right,
they like,
right.
Yes, yo, this is our da 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 da. Most of the time, that only happens if you like a quarterback or something, or like
Right,
you
you
a
play for,
point
like, the
guard.
team or
Like
something,
now,
high
it's
school or
like,
something.
oh yeah, that's our player. He going to the league. But if you're doing
Right,
anything that's
right.
not sports, like, and it's just straight art. It's like, yeah, shut up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, then you leave, then you go to New York,
Right.
and then now you on buses and stuff, and you
Yep.
face on Times Square, you on commercials and stuff, and it's like, oh my god, yeah, he's from here. That's our blah, blah, blah. Nah, bro. Nah, you said
Yeah, right
said
before
I
I
was
was
40,
yeah, that's what
right?
I'm saying. Right before
Shut
that,
up.
yeah,
That's what-
exactly.
that's what Michael B. Jordan said, bro. He was at.
I seen that interview.
you
Yeah,
seen that?
yeah. It was the girl he
said,
grew
"Oh,
up
I
with.
remember you,
He
right?
was like,
Corny
I remember,
kid,
yeah, the
right?"
corny kid.
He
Yeah.
said, no, Miss Judge for sure. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, nah,
bro.
stay on that side.
I'm glad
That's
he let
crazy.
everybody know. Like, he probably, I feel like later he was probably like I really didn't need to say that, but I'm glad he let everybody know that, like,
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
chick, no, it's real, bro.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm a real
Oh, yeah.
movie star, and like, yes, this actually happened.
For real.
Because some people are like, he didn't need to do that, just keep his composure, blah, blah,
Nah.
blah.
Nah.
It's like, no,
There's
it's
a time
good that
for
you
everything, bro.
He
Like,
showed he's a real
Yeah.
person.
And he didn't
Yeah,
do that,
yeah.
none of that crazy.
He
Yeah,
didn't. He
Nah,
really
like,
didn't. He
It was
was
good that he was
it
like,
was
showing
low-key
he's
subtle,
not a
like-
bot. Like, he's not. He's a real person. This
Yup.
actually happened. Like, he really came up and made a name for himself in the movie industry, because like you don't even know if anything's real anymore. Like,
Yup.
it's hard to even like wrap your head around deaths now, because it's like, is this even real, bro?
Yeah.
Because it's like so much happening at the same time, like every single day. So it's like, somebody dies, it's like you can't even. Did he really die? Like, he not dead. They just, this propaganda. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But like, for him to do that, it was like, nah, this is real. Like, this chick
Yeah.
actually said I was corny because I was in theater and stuff. And it's like, that resonates with so many people. Like, I was in theater, bro.
I was gonna say, we all grew
You know
up.
what I'm
doing
saying?
theater,
I
bro.
was on
So, like,
stage
we-
and stuff.
yeah.
Like, that's how I'm able to do what I
Felt
do
that.
now. You know
Felt
what I
that
mean?
for sure.
And like, I've definitely been laughed at a few times doing
Yeah.
stuff on stage, and it's
Yeah.
like, all right, like, you know what I mean? So it was dope that he showed that as a real person.
Yeah,
But
that's real.
yeah, my bad. I don't went off. Like,
Nah,
I don't even remember what your last question was.
Nah, it
bro.
was just talking about the visuals in the music video and how we were talking about like.
Oh, yeah,
filming at the
warm
mall,
up, yeah.
Tyson's Corner, da da da.
Yeah, we was in Tyson's. I don't know why, but we was in Tyson's a lot this year. Like, well, earlier this year, we were just
for
out there,
sure.
bro. We were
Spring and
like,
summer, like
yeah, food and like, I don't know, just vibes.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a cool little area. So since it was already on the mind, we were like, yo, let's just see it or somewhere in Tyson's we can shoot at.
Yeah.
So this chick, she owns an apartment and she like rents it out for photo shoots or multi-purpose, whatever you need. So it was like a fully furnished apartment. So we just shot that. It was like in the heart of Tyson's, and then we shot like around Tyson's. Like, if you ever been there, there's just different little pockets and stuff, especially during the daytime, like that are just, they're almost vacant. Like, they're not vacant, but it's just like so clean, and so everything out there is like so new, and there's always construction going on.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of new different little pockets and stuff. So we found, little areas and stuff, and we shot that. And yeah, like I said, that was a song that we did a reel for it, got a cool response on the reel for it back in like January. Then we finished the song, then we were like, all right, let's shoot a video for it. Like, that's like kind of my process of putting out music. It's like, we gotta actually
Get
back
some
it
engagement.
up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't go crazy or anything like that, but I feel accomplished enough that it's like, okay, I did a reel, I put the song out, and I did a music video for it. So it's like, all right, it's out there now. Like,
Yeah.
I can try to boost it or like start reposting it again, and it will probably get a totally different response now. But at least I felt like I did something for it. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole thing behind that. So
Thanks. For real, most definitely. Well, appreciate y'all coming on the pod, bro.
Yeah,
for real, like,
yes, sir.
Most
Always.
definitely.
Always.
For sure. Appreciate y'all watching. Y'all shout out y'all Instagram and y'all social media real quick before we end it off.
Yeah, just do the joint page, Liam Law and Lance Magic.
Sure.
Get that some followers. Just made that.
For sure.
Yeah.
So follow that up.
Yep.
Tap in with
one
the
word,
music.
all lowercase.
For sure.
Yep.
Tap in with the music. Y'all don't want to miss out, bro. For real. Y'all don't want to miss out. Like, I be having everybody I be having on the podcast. I just be like, yo, we all really like going, like, we all really going up. You know what I'm saying? I be like, I really, like, when I have podcast guests, I feel like it's something so special because it's like I'm really in a room with so many people doing their thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like we're going to look back at this a few months from now, a few years from now, and everything we talking about right now, we're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I believe that because it's just how I see everybody, the way y'all be talking, like y'all mindsets, and even people I've had on in the podcast in the past. Like, it's something to be I'm so proud of as well. Just the people I be having on. It's just like, yo, we all really going to make it. Like, we all really going to do our thing. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
For real.
For sure.
But yeah, make sure y'all stay tuned in. Appreciate y'all watching all the way through. We gonna see y'all on the next one. For sure. Let's do it.
Peace.